So I guess we're doing this now. Hey man, we're gonna give it a shot. We're obviously doing it on Twitch right now. We're coming to you live for the broadcast. Sorry I sound like a butthole, man. I have been fighting a nasty chest cold, and that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing, guys. We're doing that, and if you saw Instagram, I'm doing a zit. I got a messed up finger, but that's the way life rolls in February of 2023. Huge shout out to Logan. He's coming on board, helping us out with video, and as always, my man James is on the audio side of things. I am fighting this, and it is the night before the podcast. Jared Stout's going to be coming up, man. He has a new album that came out. We're super excited to have him. He's bringing a couple of guys. We're going to shoot the breeze, see what happens. You know, I'm absolutely ecstatic to be doing this live. The video, it probably won't be perfect first. Who knows? We might kick the shit out of it right off the bat. But I just appreciate you guys coming along for the ride. And I got to give a huge shout out to Brad over at Sport Around Trophies and Awards. He always hooks up my guests with tumblers and stuff like that. And he is the go-to man for trophies. If you're in the New River Valley and even beyond, he ships. He takes care of his people. He does awards, trophies, like all sorts of custom engraving and all that stuff. So make sure you reach out to him. He's on the social media platforms, Facebook and all that. Sport Around Trophies and Awards. Or you can call Brad at, let me look at this, 540-613-1892. Make sure you tell him that you heard about it through Commotion Podcasts. He'll give you a little extra love, you know, do the thing. But for now, let's kick off our very first live podcast with Jared Stout. Take off your hats. It's time to roll.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
What? We're live and we're on video.
Wow,
Yeah.
look at us.
Out there in that real life.
We are. Hey, hey.
Did it happen?
Hey.
It's 2023 and it finally happened for a Commotion Podcast. How long did it take?
Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
It took no time, man. It breezed by.
Yeah, it really. It feels like 2-3 months since the last podcast with you.
Yeah, right.
You know,
It doesn't feel like it was that long ago.
I think it's been, what, almost 2 years? Has it?
Right.
It's been a little bit.
Yeah, right before the pandemic.
Yeah.
So I had you guys. I think it was you and Eric Gress was here, and a couple of
There was a whole gaggle of people down here one night. I
Eric
forget.
Wayne, right?
No, it
Was he not here?
No, it was
know.
us and I think it was us, Eric Gress, and it might have been the Crawford and Power Boys early on that we were hanging out here. Robbie and I.
Maybe.
And I know that for a fact there's a podcast out there with Robbie, Eric, and I on it.
Yes.
And it's
Right,
good.
see, and I don't
It's
think
good.
I knew Eric Gress at that point. I think that was the first time I had met Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
That
man.
makes sense.
Shout out Eric. We
Dude,
love
he
you,
cracks
buddy.
me
Yeah,
up.
buddy.
He cracks me up.
Dude, he's doing. Did you watch the Limp Bizkit thing?
Oh, yeah. I was
Yeah,
I
dude,
was side stage.
we have
Oh, you were there?
We have a video of me singing it with him at the milk parlor, man.
No way.
So we actually, I stumbled onto a free ticket to see Limp Bizkit in Roanoke.
Nice.
And I was like, damn, all right. And so I park my car and I get out of my car and there is Eric, Ethan, Sean, and they're all standing in the parking lot and we're all like going to Limp Bizkit. And I was like, do what?
So this is perfect.
Yeah, it was great.
That's killer, man. How was the show?
It was great. It was
Yeah.
fantastic. It was hilarious because, of course, he played some of his new stuff and then he played all the classic bangers. But in between songs, he played super hardcore 90s pop songs like NSYNC and all sorts of
dude.
stuff.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
Did he play Blue Eyes? Have you
He did
heard him
not.
do Blue Eyes?
He did not.
Dude, he does a killer cover
He
of
does.
Behind Blue Eyes, in my opinion. I mean, I think his voice matches that song really, really well.
He does a great version of it. I agree with that.
Yep. Are you guys good on your beer?
Eric? I want to hear Eric do this.
So, Eric, did you not see the video?
No, I
You
was.
saw-
He was there.
Actually, I played with Crawford and Power that night. So when,
Okay.
as soon as I saw Jake in this, well, I guess it was just Jake that walked off
Popped
stage.
off, you know
I
it's
said, I
coming.
know what's getting ready to happen.
Yep.
What do you have
So-
to piss or something?
No, they're letting
their
Eric
thing.
run with that Limp Bizkit thing.
Okay.
real
I
quick.
love it. It's fantastic.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know,
It gets
the crowd
that
pretty
shit
hypey.
was awesome. Because I was watching, I was like, okay, all right, Eric.
Yeah. Well, you
Oh,
can,
okay, bro.
You
Yeah.
can
You know?
tell that
No, he
that's
does
his
it well,
guitar
dude.
style too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like just
so
the way he plays.
when he first came in, he was the first guest on the podcast, right? And he came in, and of course, I did a little due diligence because I used to care, and no, but and I was like, damn, he played a bunch of old pop punk,
Yeah.
and he
Oh,
was
yeah.
like super into that, dude.
That was his first group was old pop punk out of Pulaski, and there's a bunch of people who were in that pop punk Pulaski scene that
Yeah.
have grown into other things in time.
Killer. So we know Robbie, right? We
Yeah.
met Robbie, but for those of you who don't know, introduce yourself, man.
I'm Robbie Carden, and I'm Jared's harmonica player. And I play with other shit too. I played shakers and tambourines and stuff.
You do everything.
Wax things with his hands.
Yeah, I smack a bunch of stuff on stage, but mainly my harmonica, man.
It's killer.
That's my jam.
Yeah, well, you're damn good at it, my
Thank you,
friend.
thank you.
What about you, brother? We just met tonight. You
We
were as
did.
tall as me, which is rare.
I might be
Right.
taller. We might have to settle that.
I'm all about it.
We heard a rumor once that when there's two tall guys in a room, you guys like have to settle
Yeah,
it.
it's like a thing. Like,
It's like
well,
a
we just have our own
showdown.
rapport, like, stuff that you guys don't see.
We see things.
It's stuff that we
Differently.
Literally, we do see things differently.
So what's your name, man? Where
My
you
name's
from?
Matt Brassington. I play bass
Okay.
in the band.
Yeah.
I've played guitar for a good while too.
plays
so
guitar in the trio. Killer guitar player.
When we do some acoustic stuff and like other random things, I'll play guitar or maybe both, something like that. But I was a student at Virginia Tech and I graduated 2 years ago and just met
we
them.
snagged
and-
his ass up.
we snagged him. We
Snagged
were
me
just
up.
like,
So-
we need an intern.
yeah.
We're not paying, but you can come hang out.
Well, we're paying intern.
What about you, Jared? What's your name? Jared with an O.
My name is Gerard Stute.
Gerald Stu.
Nice to meet you.
Or what are some of the other ones? Jason Strout.
Oh man, we can go on.
Jason. How did they get that?
People drink or do drugs and things like that, and by the time, no, I mean, I don't know, I don't know, but it is hilarious how many people we have opened up for and shared the stage with, and they get my name wrong,
Yeah.
and you're like,
Did John Popper get it right?
it's
He did
not
get it
hard.
right.
He did.
John Popper did get it right.
Nice.
John Popper's champion.
Killer, man.
There's
So-
another well-known harmonica player out there that did not get it right on multiple occasions.
Just botched
Oh.
it. All
He
to
botched
death.
it. He botched it.
Yeah.
No,
No name.
he tries so hard though.
Yeah.
but he's a good guy, so we gave him the pass.
Yeah.
But I sing and play guitar.
I sing.
I sing and play guitar, and these guys make me sound like 10 times better.
Dude, the first time we met, I don't think you had a band or a trio or anything, right?
Oh,
Back
man.
in the day, you were just kicking it.
It was just me originally when I was playing on the street.
Yeah.
That was always just me. And then I had a couple of people who kind of plugged in as the duo for a little bit. And so I had been doing some ragtag groups for a while when we just met.
Gotcha.
But then, by the time Robbie came on, it was more like looking for that consistency.
Mm-hmm.
He put on a good front that he had a band already ready to roll, and that's what it felt like.
you sold it, bro.
yeah, he did. He
Sell
sold
the
it.
dream, my friend. Sell the dream.
And it did. It worked. It worked well.
Yeah, you've been with him for a minute, right? A couple years.
I think I keep wanting to say I think it's 4 now, man.
It might be 4. I don't know. I lose
you
lose
just-
track. Like
you were just keeping him from the podcast when we met.
no.
No,
We,
that had to have been pretty fresh.
that's one of the first
Yeah.
times we ever played One Shot. I know was on
Yep.
this podcast, and if you
Okay.
go back and you listen to that recording, we're like hauling ass
yeah.
through it.
Just rushing the hell out of it.
Yeah, faster than
We're hauling through
But
it. It's funny.
In our defense, I'm pretty sure you wrote that like either the day before or so. Like,
Oh, yeah.
that was super fresh when you came to me with that. You're like, oh, we're gonna go down here and do it in this guy's studio. I was like, right, okay.
First take, man.
yeah, one take, boom.
Man, that was fun. We used to have a little setup over here.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
little spot over there was pretty sweet.
Yeah, and then the pandemic hit, and I was just kind of like, man, well, I'm not scared of much of anything,
Right.
but I don't want to bring in the unknown to my kids.
Exactly.
You know what I
I
mean?
think that's how most people
I'm
were.
just I'm of the mindset that I'll err on the side of safe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Until I know.
Yeah.
But now, we're cool.
Yeah, we're cool.
Everything's good to go.
Everybody's all right.
I obviously have COVID right now.
Right. It's fine.
But everybody's fine now.
Don't-
You
no
told
stress.
us. We're not
No
telling
stress.
you.
No
It's
stress.
all about disclosure.
I was going to say it is full disclosure, and I mean
That's the important part.
No, I did a test. I did everything. Like, my little man brought it home and he had all this junk in his ears,
Yeah.
and all this stuff, and can't hear it. I'd be like, Jackson, and I'd have to like escalate. And he's, we put like oregano oil in there and got it.
really.
Yeah. So apparently that it's like I hope it's not just a TikTok thing.
No, I don't think I don't.
You know what I mean?
Did it work for you?
I didn't do it. We
Oh,
put it
did
in
it work-
him.
work for
He's the
him?
guinea pig.
Yeah,
My
there you go.
5-year-old son.
That's
Sorry.
fair.
It was a weird virus, man. Like, there was one time I was the sickest I've ever been in my life, and I tested negative 3 times.
Yeah.
And another time I tested positive, and I was like went and like
Ready to rock.
played
Yeah.
golf the next day. I
Yeah.
was
I
felt
never
nothing.
got it. I never got it.
Do you think you never got it or you never tested for it?
The second
I mean,
one.
these guys. Well, no, because Jared and I we were still playing as much as we could safely during the pandemic.
Yeah.
But it was a big thing. Like we couldn't be passing that around to each other, so we tested multiple times.
Yeah.
Sure.
He ended up having it one time, and he was pissed because
so
he
mad.
felt.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, he felt great.
That was the worst part.
It was
Feeling
right at the
great.
beginning of it too, and like we just had family and friends that didn't need to be around it in the unquestionable moments, and we had to cancel like a big weekend for us, and I was so upset because I was just like, I can do this right now, but
Yeah.
like
It sucked, dude.
based on the situation, I mean, my mom has MS and stuff, so like it was just it was more of a courtesy concern than it was for anything, because we had all these friends and family that were coming, and like, what am I supposed to do? Like, show up there and be like, nope, don't get inside my bubble, stay away from
6
me.
feet,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, I had serious family illness come up, of course, like during
Yeah.
COVID, which is the worst time. So you had to be really, really cautious.
We
That
were
sucks,
super
man.
cautious about everything, so
Yeah.
it was a bummer to cancel that weekend. It set us back a little bit, but whatever, man. We're still trucking.
Yep.
Everything has a positive outcome in
Yep.
time.
So I got it, and the worst for me, I just had a fever, and I just felt like, just kind of like I was just achy.
Yeah.
I never got my chest, never even got my sinuses. It was just, I was hot. I felt like I had like a heater around my collar, like I was just burning up.
We've seen it manifest in a bunch of different ways. We had another friend of ours that he's got basically like long-term effects. Correct, Jared? Your
Yeah,
boy.
I had a buddy of mine who actually ended up having some disease that involves too much copper in your body, and did it or did it not? Who knows? But
Sure.
essentially, COVID triggered
triggered it.
that
Oh,
Yeah, man.
underlying disease issue, and like that's there ain't no
wild,
getting rid of
dude.
it. It's there.
I think we're years from knowing exactly how it
yeah.
actually,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Who knows, man?
That's how
I mean,
everything goes, though.
that's-
All
yeah,
those
that's-
diseases and viruses.
I tell you what, it stopped people from trying to grab my harmonicas and ask to play them.
Yeah, right. There is a, see,
There's
my
the upside,
man.
buddy.
there's
My
a
man,
positive,
there's
baby.
that
There's a
Half
positive.
glass full for Robbie.
There's a positive. Don't nobody want this spit now.
Yeah.
Dude, but
Suck
you'd
on
be
that.
surprised when people are like, "Oh, what key is that? Let me see that thing." Dude, no.
It's
Absolutely
like the one.
zero
It's
no.
the one instrument that like you
No.
can pick up somebody else's guitar, but
Yeah.
do you want to like
Cannot
touch your
slob on
tongue
my
to your-
Rob. Like,
I
Any
drool all
wind
over that thing
instrument.
all
There's
the time.
beard
man.
hair
Like,
in there. There's lunch in there.
there, yes.
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
No, that's a hard pass for me. I don't care who you are. I am not mouthing your instrument.
No.
You know what I mean?
no,
Well, when it's put like that, I mean,
nope.
So new album. Golly, dude. I had it on repeat. I was down here. And I couldn't tell you a single word of it because
Yeah.
you're doing
That's-
things.
that's
but
good,
it's-
though.
It sounds good. The vibe is killer, man. Where'd you guys-
Subliminally, it's in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt good. Nothing stuck out as like as I'm an audio engineer.
Right.
So nothing stuck out to me. It was just like, man, that's a cool sounding
Yeah.
album, dude. Where'd you guys go? How long did it take? What's the vibe on it?
We went to Red Amp Audio in Richmond, Virginia,
Okay.
and worked with Jody Boyd. He's actually from Roanoke,
Okay.
transplant into Richmond, and has a studio there. And man, it is top notch, state of the
killer.
art, fantastic.
Was it Analog Pro Tool Studio? What was it?
So yeah, it would be an analog board, like entirely.
Yes.
Like there's a giant board in the room that
Both these couches
mixes.
put together.
Yeah,
Nice.
and everything goes through like these special pipes to pipe it all together. I mean, he broke it down for us, and we were like, "What?"
Okay.
So what was it? I think one of the deals was 2 of the preamps were from Abbey Road Studios
Yeah.
in
nice.
London.
He had a good
These
relationship.
crazy vintage preamps.
Yeah, Neves
So
probably.
that was
Or
like
API.
that was a cool aspect of that to add on. Not to mention the instruments that we were able to play,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Some of the guitars were.
that's
Neil,
dope.
Neil,
Taylor, our
Neil
guitar
Sean's
player.
one of his guitars. Like was it a 54 Telly?
I don't know the year.
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
early
but
early
still.
model 50 Neil Sean's. We had a couple of Vince Gill's guitars were used.
Killer, man.
We had an Allman Brothers guitar.
Yeah, Dwayne Allman's acoustic.
Dwayne Allman's
And
acoustic.
so the deal with that was when you opened it up in the like where you keep your capo and your picks, there was a piece of paper with notes about the song Jessica.
No way.
Literally, I mean, so we didn't have to look at any like authenticity stamps or anything.
Yeah.
But I mean, is
That's
that the
pretty
guitar
cool.
he recorded Jessica on?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. It was a
That's
treat
pretty
to
wicked.
Oh, dude,
be
it
in there
was-
with him and
Yeah.
get to use all that stuff.
We recorded just outside of that area in Falls Church. It's kind
Yeah.
of up a little bit. We recorded at Q Studios. That's where David Grohl recorded some of his stuff. And it was all analog, SSL console. And it was the same situation. Like some of the house gear was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
All the old hand wound. Like they had reverb plates going through the ceiling.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
so
yeah,
sick.
That's
dude.
where
That
stuff.
is so sick.
Yep.
So I mean, like he had. There's actually a guy over here in Christiansburg that has actual set up reverb plates in his house, in his home studio, which
That's
is pretty
serious,
rad.
bro.
It's pretty rad. But Jody just had really top of the line stuff, and I mean, there's so many crazy studios in Richmond and
Yeah.
DC in that, and even into Virginia Beach that you're just like, what?
Yeah, dude.
So- but he worked with us and did great and was good guidance, and he had a lot of stuff that we needed.
Okay.
You know, like when it came down to finding the right vocal mic to make everybody sound good, he had options,
Awesome.
and he gave us, the best sounding things that we could get. And
That's important, man. Almost like producing it a little
Yeah.
bit to a certain extent.
He walked that line
the
well
sound
for us.
for sure.
Good.
We needed that. That's one of those things. I mean, we play these tunes and all, we can only do so much. Sometimes we need that outside perspective.
Yeah.
And Jody was a great balance of, not wanting to tell us what we need to sound like, but he also was like, you can do that take better.
Yeah.
You need to drop this out a little bit. I want you projecting like,
That's
and
good.
everything he said was right, was right on time.
And it's
All of
good.
his
He was
input was good.
He was comfortable to do it.
He was comfortable with us.
Good.
And I think we did well make it because we actively sought that information out. Like,
Yeah.
dude, what do you think? What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Because you want to walk into that situation letting the pro be the pro.
Yep.
You guys are pros at what you do, and certain people, I've gone to situations where they're not, but you can identify that pretty quickly.
Yeah. He knew what sound he needed to make it be the best it could be.
Yeah.
And, I think when we all did this together, we would all sit in the room, and while one person is recording, there's 5 of us in there, and we're all talking about it, and we're all just like listening to it, and then they play it, and then we all talk about it, and then we give them feedback.
Yeah.
But the feedback all comes from Jody.
yeah, that was one cool thing. He was also a scapegoat.
Yeah.
We
I
could be
mean,
like,
you-
oh, hey man, Jody says you need to do that again.
That's
He's
funny.
also an insane drummer.
He is.
Yeah.
insane.
Oh, yeah.
So he,
Very
when
good
our
drummer.
drummer Joey was doing, I think there's a different snare on every song.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he just had everything.
That's cool, though. Sometimes it calls for that,
Yeah.
Oh man, it does. Well, it does call for that, because otherwise you get this album where, like, if you're a drummer and you love drums, you're listening to it and you go, that's the same
Yeah.
Yeah.
drum set for the whole thing in the same space, So, the tunings and the different, depths and everything matters so much, but he helped out with that a lot.
And your genre, it has room inside of it. The
Yeah.
music itself has room to explore different timbre of instruments, and it's got, it can make its own space.
Yeah.
You can have multiple snares per song,
Yeah.
and it would feel right.
Right.
And I've noticed that a lot with some of the more airy music that I've listened to that's got room. It jams and it does its thing, but it speaks. You know, you let the musicians.
Well, there's not like, a lot of the stuff that you hear when you listen to like big names and stuff like that, there's a lot of post-production.
Oh, yeah.
So there's all those guitar overdubs and everything like that. There's minimal guitar overdubs on this album. There's really not much.
Sure.
And as far as special effects go, they're also minimal. So, most of what you hear, minus maybe a couple of vocals, and there are some guitar overlays for sure on Trouble, I know, because we made that fat and we wanted to.
Yeah. If it
But
calls for it, man, roll with it.
minus that, that's all something that we could sit down and almost entirely recreate
Okay. And that's good.
live.
Right?
Yeah.
'Cause you don't want an album. You know how when you listen to an album and you go live?
And it's so different. And you can tell it's been, I mean, it's not, I don't want to say overworked, but I mean, we did. That was a focus of ours, was we have to make this album playable.
Yeah.
And we did. We knew with the arrangements and things that we picked out, everything is very playable, like on the album. But the album also has a, like, it doesn't feel overly structured either.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of it. I feel like we did a great balance.
Well, how did the songwriting process go? How does that
all
typically
Jared.
work for you guys?
Well, that's 90%.
I'm too new for what we've got in the arsenal right now.
Yeah, most of the majority of the songs on this album were written before I met anybody in this band.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I noticed
I
a
think
couple.
the last
I
song
noticed a couple.
isn't Outside of You like your oldest song.
Outside of You is probably one of the oldest songs that we've ever put into rotation for sure. It's real old. It was one of the first songs that I really wrote that I was like, yeah, this isn't so bad. And then I didn't write a lot of music for maybe even years.
Yeah.
I just played a lot of covers.
Yeah.
But so a lot of this music's super old. Joey helped me write Home Sweet Home. We wrote it.
And Joey is
the drummer.
Drummer. Okay.
Shout out Joey. He told me to shout him out.
What up, Joey?
Yeah,
Joey,
shout out Joey.
Joe.
Mr. Ballad. Bert. We sat in my basement one day and kind of wrote that. And that's, when you write with people, I guess it goes in different directions. If you have an idea of a kind of song you want to write, then you can like collaborate on your own maybe experiences and things like that. But often a lot of the writing I do is certainly personal or emotional based. So it flows in a moment.
Sure.
And then I can come back and refine things and make it better.
Yeah.
But I don't often write with a lot of people. It's something I want to get into, and it's something I want to do, and I try to do more in different aspects.
Yeah.
But it is, when you're just cranking out stuff, because that's what you do.
Yeah.
Then you've got a lot to choose from, and
Yeah.
so
For sure, man.
that's kind of how it works. But I just write chords and lyrics,
yeah.
and these guys can come in and refine my chords, add something else onto it.
Yeah.
Put
We
another
can't really
piece.
write harmonica parts.
We can't. Nobody can write the harmonica.
They try.
parts.
They're like, hey, go dee da 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 do.
Joey is musically inclined and studied, and he's a music teacher
Okay.
in elementary school. So
nice.
he's the biggest help to Robbie.
Yeah.
I can say this. There's literally maybe a handful of times that Jared has come to us with a song that is not already like he could already be playing it out. As a solo artist, he
Yeah.
could already have that out. So, I mean, I don't know if he's just that fucking quick at it. I
think so. I've got music, I've been a musician forever, and I've got musician friends I think that are like Jared. He ain't gonna let you hear it till it's perfect. It's got to be perfect,
It
right?
really is.
Well,
and then maybe not perfect, but
You know what
has
I mean,
it
though,
already. Like, he's already gone through and rewritten. Like, he's obviously already had a rough idea. He's already had a melody line.
Yeah.
But you can tell he's already like proofread his rough draft and
Yeah.
think things make sense.
Yeah.
Because I'm critical. Matt's critical. I'm critical about word structures and things like that. And it's very
I never
rare.
have to criticize.
It's very rare that I'm ever like, you know what, Jared, that word sounds jacked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's already gone through that
Already
process.
proofread.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, I guess like one big thing is that there's a bunch of different quotes on writing and music and stuff, but feeling is first. If you don't feel the chord progression that you're playing,
Yeah.
then what is that? That's not going to do anything. You got to feel it. You got to have some type of something that it triggers.
Sure.
And then the other part is if you can't just go over top of it, then that ain't it.
Yeah.
That ain't it, because you don't have any feeling to express his idea off of it. So I'll go through a lot of chord progressions, but if something has feeling and I can express an idea off of it, then I've got it. Or often something that hits me is, and I hate it too, it's such a pain, but driving down the road.
Oh yeah.
Going someplace, driving by myself, being in a place by myself, and something comes in my head and I go, oh, and I'm singing it out. And then I'll sit there and I'll write a verse or a hook right there in the car while I'm driving. And I'll go, okay, so now I need to remember how that goes by the time I get home and figure out exactly what chords go along with what I'm singing.
Yeah. So iPhones, man, that's where I've done
my voice memo app's got probably 30 different hums.
I commend Jared on that discipline though, because I mean I'm also the same way riding down the road, and I'm a damn dude. I'm brilliant when I'm riding down the road. There's no songs.
You got
on.
everything
Man,
figured out.
I got ideas like this.
Robbie, radio.
Yeah, but I mean Jared actually follows through with that stuff, and I mean I commend him on it because it is a shitload of discipline. So I've witnessed it. Yeah. Like he's got these little voice memos and notes and things, and he'll just be texting and driving, which he shouldn't be doing. But he'll be like writing that shit down.
Disclaimer.
Sometimes I gotta just put it down. I gotta remember what's going on
when it happens. And I've worked with artists that they're like, I wake up and I know I'm restless for a reason. There's something in my head.
Yep.
I go pick up a guitar, and that's when, and I know a couple hits that have literally 3 a.m. hits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It came to me, it was written in an hour, it was done, and that's the way you hear it.
I mean, like Rainbows, everybody loves Rainbows. That was 20 minutes.
Yeah.
20 minutes. I had a brand new guitar. I played a couple of chords. I liked it. I was like, that's cool. And then I wrote what I felt in that moment on it.
Yeah.
So like that is exactly how it happens.
Yep.
More often than not. Now I'm in a songwriting group where I have to have a song every 2 weeks.
Okay. Where's that at?
It's online. It's on Facebook.
Okay.
It's like a private group, and if you don't write the song, you get kicked out.
Dang.
So there's like I think we had 180 some people.
Yeah.
The first week we're 2 weeks in, and there's like 85 or something like that left. So people go out quick.
Finish them.
And one of them is an incredible song that we play live a lot. Like an incredible song.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's just, you get a prompt, and the prompt can be interpreted by you any way that you want to interpret it, because it just has to contain these words.
Okay.
So like we had a prompt last year, and I only made it so far. My goal is to make it through the year this year, because I really am enjoying it, and I just have to be disciplined about it.
Yeah.
The prompt was last breath.
Okay.
And you had to figure out something to do that. And
it could go so many ways.
It can go a lot of ways, and there were a lot of really creative ideas that came out of that. And I wrote one that we call Last Breath, and it's probably one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
Like I really do like it.
Is it upbeat type thing?
It's in the middle.
Yeah.
Like it has expression, it's moving, but it does start out light and then kind of builds and progresses. And it gives you kind of a cool sense. I mean, there's almost like a semi metal breakdown at one point in it.
Okay, bringing the heat.
It's and I say semi metal very lightly, but like you can tell that it's influenced in that space.
Yeah.
And I don't really know how to explain it.
He did one last year.
Is it on the album or no?
No.
I mean, it's one that we're holding on to. I think the next opportunity that maybe we get to put out a single.
Yeah.
It's probably going to come.
He had one of those choices one week was just Blue. Well, that was like the
dabu da.
So that's in the song. So that's in the song.
Did it?
It says
But you think about these other songwriters, one of their first things to do is the emotion Blue and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And Jared went through 8 different ways talking about blue.
I'm feeling blue like everybody's favorite color should be me. I might be blue, but there's nobody that's been giving clues to me. They say I'm blue and da-dee-da-po, but I'd die if I was green. I've been blue now for too long.
Yeah, dude.
But today, all blue can be me. Yeah, exactly.
Get it going, homie.
The
Right?
Blues Clues reference in there.
I love it.
With the- I mean,
Blue, dude, whatever you
yeah,
said.
Babadi Babada.
Yeah.
Da-da-dee-da.
Papadopoulos.
Yeah. I
See,
mean,
and that's cool because like it pushes you to get out of like your normal thought
Have
process,
to.
right? And then you know I've got friends in Nashville, and that they go to the writers' nights and the songwriters and do that stuff, and that's cool that I never thought about it online.
Yeah.
Never even thought, you know.
Well, and everybody
less
just has to
daunting.
take a video and share it. And but it is a challenge because, like, you know, the last one we just got was beat up cars, plural.
Cars.
Okay. First night, immediately, something comes to me and I write it, and it is beat up car. No S.
Okay.
Doesn't count.
Fouled upon.
Can't turn it in.
You have fouled.
It must be plural.
So do you have to use those words in the car
Yes.
or in the car in the song?
Exactly.
Okay.
You have to
Dang it.
use that phrase exactly as it's put in there.
All right.
And so we just got our new prompt last night.
What is that one?
I can't remember. I haven't spent any time on it.
Okay.
It was actually city limits. That's what it
Okay.
was. City limits.
You gonna write
Like
about
to see
Austin
where you
or
go
what?
with that one, dog.
So I've got one idea already in the tank that I like a lot, and then there's another one that's flowing that I'm like kind of working with.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna see where this one goes. I like this one a lot. I like-
Friggin' the first thing come to my mind is Austin.
right.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Boom, right to it. You know, all the fine men and women that have graced that situation. You know,
Totally.
I think the number one thing that hits me when I hear city limits is what's outside the city limits,
yeah.
because that's what I grew up in.
And also think about this, Ben. You can take it for whatever it is. Are there limits within the city?
That's
Yeah.
that's where I
you know
was
what I
headed
mean?
with it.
true.
Is this city limited? Because
Yeah.
I know most of them are. That's the whole reason. The song that we
It's a
listen
good
to.
one. I might turn around and make one like that too.
Do that. So the song that we listened to was called Gold Rush Fever at
Yeah.
the very beginning.
Right.
And it was basically like there, you know, I got a lot of love for my town, you know, but I got to find that gold.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I got to get out of this town that doesn't, you know, it's got those limits. It's got city limits.
Right.
And I got to get somewhere and find gold.
Ooh, that's a good one.
So
I like
that's-
that.
That's kind of where I was at.
I like that.
Thanks.
I'll post it and tag you if I come up
Yeah,
with a
do
good
that.
one in that space,
Do that.
because that's good.
Hey, help yourselves to those IPAs. I got you some.
Yeah,
might
I'm
do-
almost
I might
done
do
with
one
this
more.
one. So
Killer. Well, good thing I only bought a 6-pack. I'm sorry, they were like $914.
Dude, I don't doubt it.
I don't understand why. What's going on with beer?
I don't know. Let me get one of those, please.
I noticed for a while that beer wasn't going up in price.
Okay.
But it is now.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of it's these craft beers and they're high alcohol too, but that's not even that
Yeah.
high.
It's like 7, right?
Yeah, it's 6.2.
Yeah. So they had one right next to it, and I didn't know how hoppy you guys would like beer because I'm a hit or miss.
Yeah.
Like I like all the way hoppy, like 90-minute
Right,
IPA.
right.
And then some of them are just too danky. I think it's the way they do it. If they do it like Centennial or whatever. Speaking of beer, I took my wife down to Roanoke, and we went to the brewery down there. What's the name of the brewery that you have the beer in?
3-notched?
Three Notched.
Yeah.
Three Notch has the Jared Stout.
Dude, we had great food. It was really good food. And I happened to look down and I text you. I think I
Yeah.
text you.
You did. You sent
I was
me a
like-
picture of it.
I said, hey, this better not suck. It was actually pretty good, man. How did that come about?
I asked them originally if they wanted to do a beer with us to have at Floyd Fest because we were in the On the Rise competition.
We're trying to do
That
Trying to find a way to get a little bit of a bump in there, you know, like because any way that you can advertise yourself is a good way to advertise yourself.
100%.
So I contacted them. I was like, "Hey, would you be down?" And they were like, "We want to brew a beer with you. We can't do it for that because we're already set up and everything." So it just went down the line, and by the time it was ready to be made, it was stout season. So
Yeah.
it had to be a stout.
Well, makes sense.
It does.
It was like
It makes
As
sense.
cliche as it probably
Exactly.
aggravates the shit out of you.
Yeah, it does.
Oh,
And that
yeah,
was-
I'm going to have a stout. Great, cool guy. Thanks.
Yeah, great.
that was the talk. But if we're gonna have a first beer named after Jared or the band,
Yeah.
It had to be a stout.
I guess.
The first one.
I guess
Now,
so.
the second one,
Jared
that was
sour.
yeah.
That was my exact response. It has to be a stout, I guess. Like,
And then Robbie had one over at
I had one
Big
at Big
Lake.
Lake Brewery.
yeah, he had
Did you?
harmonica solo.
IPA.
No way.
Yeah, man.
Hazy.
That's killer. It's got to
We
be
like
hazy.
beer,
Yeah.
you know. So
Yeah.
And it's nice that these people like appreciate us enough to want to throw us out there like
Yeah.
that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's really cool endorsement. Doing that Jared
Yeah.
Stout thing. I mean, that rock. They had the Crowlers, beautiful label, which we have labels if anybody wants to purchase them in our
Do
merch
it.
box.
Oh yeah,
Throw that out.
We'll bring you a beer label back down. We got
love
one
that.
in the car.
I don't think
yeah,
we're
dude.
actually selling them. I think they're free. But nonetheless, I mean,
50 cents.
It was great promotion. And the idea behind it, I thought was really smart.
And they
of
brought us there to do like all the prepping and
Yeah,
brew
we,
it.
we actually
Oh,
made
we
it.
brewed it. We
Killer.
got to
We
pour
brewed it.
everything in, and
How big of a batch did they do? Do you know how big they was it like
I
a
don't-
4-barrel system, 3-barrel system?
I think 4 sounds right. Maybe
Yeah.
6. Maybe
It's
they
a
had a
lot of
6.
beer.
Maybe had 6s and 12s.
Hops.
I mean,
Like, that's all
you know,
I know.
We put some hops in there.
Some hops and some
So with
oats.
the stout, man, I remember I tried it. I got a flight down there,
Yeah.
because it was during the day, so I could only drink like 12 beers.
Yeah, right.
And I tried it, and it was one of my favorite. And I do like, I like a good stout.
Yeah.
and it was nice. The head was good on it, and also, yeah,
tends to be.
tends to be very well, my friend.
Yeah, the brewer at Three Notched was super cool.
He was
and-
super cool because I'm not very learned as far as making beer,
Yeah.
and he walked us through the whole process really well and explained everything.
It was awesome.
Killer.
Yeah, man, it's a really fun experience.
So that was the first time I'd even been to that brewery. Like I have, since I came back, I have almost hermited myself because when I was out and when I did what I did, like we went everywhere, we went to all the breweries, we saw all the stuff and all that stuff. And I almost on purpose decided, I was like, God, I need to chill. I need to stay with the family. I need to hang out.
Burn you down.
It burnt me to the ground, dude.
Yeah.
It will if it'll let you. It will if you let it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
And if you're playing, I know your schedule. I see your schedule. You guys are humping it, dude. You're making it happen.
We've got the drive.
Yeah.
I think all of us understand that, it's not showing up to a show and playing that is really the tough part.
Yep.
That's the fun part. We get to be there and play the show. And even the travel's not bad.
Yep.
But ideally, you want to be able to just do that. Like, you don't have to mess with anything else. You can just relax and show up to the show and have a good time.
Yep.
And, that life hitting it hard isn't so bad because then you've got the gap. But lucky I am that I've got a group of guys who wants to go
Yeah, dude.
grind it out. 'Cause
Share the
that's
same
hard.
goal, man.
Like us on our own, trying to figure out how to navigate all the other stuff besides playing is probably the trickiest part.
Yeah.
Like I want to help Jared as much as I can, but I don't have a damn dude, I don't know what I need to be doing to help him. What I can do to take that burden of stress off of him, because a lot of it he's just going to wear. Unfortunately, this is his band, and he carries a lot of it.
And it's hard because when you put people in power, or you sign with booking agents, managers, you start getting into that realm. Because I've put my feelers out for you guys. I remember I, contacted a couple people, and they were like, "Hey, we're full this year." We've, and they fill up really quick.
Right.
But once you get to that level, it can either be the most annoying freaking thing you've ever done and the most frustrating thing you've done, because then you feel obligated, and you feel like, God, we're doing all this work. They're getting a cut, and if you play it right and you do it right and you stay grassroots enough.
Yeah.
That's when it stays fun.
I mean, unfortunately, in this industry, the cuts are everywhere, and that's and actually, as artists, we're on the bottom end of cuts.
Yeah.
Always, we get the smallest share.
Oh, yeah.
But my hope is that if we do find some sort of management, my main thing that I want them to understand is our sustainability goal. I don't think any of us are expecting to go out and drive Ferraris. Like, I want to be able to change that radiator hose on my truck. I want my old lady not mad because the cable bill's cut off.
Yep.
Like, if we can if we can achieve those things, and if we can just have some management that is, looking towards our sustainability, because I can't keep doing construction. It's just gonna hurt me.
Yeah, you
And-
stepped on it. He was telling me a
I
nail.
stepped on a damn nail yesterday. Threw my back out today. Tomorrow, who knows what the hell's going to happen.
How old are you, Robbie?
I'll be 46 in July.
I'm 45.
See,
so
it's getting ready to happen, man.
we're 90 years old together.
Yeah, we are. And that's insane to think about.
By the way, I got to go to bed.
Yeah, right. See,
y'all
you
got
guys
to get out.
The sun went down like 2 hours ago.
Nah, but yeah, the whole management thing, if the key is finding somebody that has the same goal for you.
Yep.
Because I've dealt with so many managers in so many situations that their vision and the artist's vision do not line up. But they're getting good gigs, they're doing all this stuff, but they're forcing a freaking square peg into a round hole, and eventually that shit's going to fall apart.
I think that's a lesson I learned through watching other people.
Yeah, good.
And, we had a management space for a little bit that wanted that for us. Everything that we wanted.
Yeah.
But the only issue was they themselves were just starting out.
Yeah.
So while we worked together as much as we could, it was, at one point I remember talking and it was just like, he can help with the day to day.
Yeah.
And huge help for a lot of those things. But eventually it got to a point where it was just like, we got it. We can grind this out.
Sure.
And I think that's, COVID has a big piece in that. And, being able to actively, go out there. Matt and I work consistently. We talk every day and we're out there figuring out what to do because I don't know what to do. I haven't done this before. I never been in the situation that we are. And that moves every 6 months.
Yeah.
Which is good.
It should.
It's good. That's a good thing. The situation grows every 6 months. So every 6 months, I have to go and learn, well, now what? Yeah. What's next? And, you keep doing that and you keep trying to push on. And Matt and I have talked about the fact that it's anxious. It's anxiety.
It is.
You sit there and you're like, I don't know what to do. But we don't have the option of that. We have to keep pushing and keep plugging and learning and putting that time in to make it happen. And we do that. And
I will tell you this right now. Anytime you guys have a question, if you have a writer that needs to be worked on, a stage plot, anything in that regard, I have done it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I am an open book to you guys.
Thank you.
I love you.
Yeah, man. Absolutely, brother.
And anything that I can do, I am literally a text or a phone call.
Yeah.
And if it's like, hey man, we got this contract, can I send it to you? Make sure it's whatever, because
you've done it.
20
You've seen
years,
it.
my friend.
I know.
So I'll help it. I'm not the end all be all and know all of everything, but I do know what looks good and what doesn't.
That's what has become extremely imperative to our success is people in this industry that do believe in us and are like, man, I know this is fucking tricky. Like, hit us up. And we've been fortunate with having a support basis like that. But for a lot of the times, it's all of us trying to figure out how to navigate this. Yeah. This marketing climate with social media is just constantly changing. And
dude,
you can
it's so hard. Well, it's flooded.
It's flooded. It's trends. Everything's constantly changing. This may work for the next 3 weeks, but then this is going to work. Yeah. I mean, and there's misleading. There's guys that are getting paid off their YouTube channels and stuff by selling you misinformation on how to succeed in this business. And it's like, give me $20 and we'll do this for you.
Yeah,
dude.
I know, man.
I'll give you my $20 because I don't know any better, and it's worth it.
So from a standpoint of one, being in the business, and two, now being in real estate and understanding that marketing is an end all be all on both of those.
Yep.
If you ever spend money or you ever find somebody that's like in a managerial position, make sure that their marketing is top notch.
Yep.
That has to be their number one specialty, because all the rest of the stuff is just bookkeeping, making sure you get from point A to point B, that you get your money, if there's a deposit, all that stuff. It's just all that's easy.
And the, I think one of the crazy things is that, if somebody was doing all that work, all that creativity space that we have,
it would
flowing
free
into
you up,
marketing
dude.
so easily.
It would free you up.
And that is it, but it's time. It's the grind, and we put the work in, we put the effort in, we make sure it happens, we hold it together, and we keep moving forward.
Yep.
And that's all anybody can ask. We get a lot of respect from people who say, you know, hey, I see you guys, you're grinding, you're working hard. I want to make sure that you get what you need.
Yeah.
And I can notice that for sure. For the years that I have done stuff and been in places, I see more and more people giving us more respect of what we do and being more excited for us to show up. Because one of the cool things that keeps continuing to accelerate in our reputation is that we're different.
Yeah,
We're nice.
that helps. Stay nice.
And we're just all
Stay
around
nice.
a good time.
Quit being a dick.
Yeah, damn it, Matt. Damn it, Matt.
Sorry.
Just sitting there, just putting off that vibe.
That's just dickish vibe.
Dang.
I mean,
man.
the business and the music, we work well together. The business side could make or break us as a band.
Yeah.
And, you know, it says a lot. And I think it's a good testament that we're able to work that shit out too.
Yeah.
You know, and I agree with Jared. Like, that's one of those things that people are like, wow, you guys are not only playing together, but you're working together and you're somewhat living together and y'all aren't strangling each other.
Yeah.
Living together.
We spend.
I live with the drummer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then I honestly spend more off time with these guys than I do my old lady.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is. And that,
Yeah.
you know, luckily Matt's cute. So
You are cute, Matt.
What do we-
Tall, cute,
I think he got a
kind of a
compliment.
dick.
he got a compliment about that the other night. We were playing at North Street Press Club, and this random guy went up to
was
told
weird.
him that he was cute. This guy was a little off, but it was fine. He was you know, a positive fan, and he was like, I was talking to your mom and dad, and Matt goes, yeah, she's cute, right? And he was just like, yeah. I was telling her how cute you were. And he was like, oh, I did not.
Oh.
Like, you could see it on his face. And he was like, I did not know that was going to go that way.
Took a turn.
$20.
$20.
And you'll have that happen on these big
Have
jobs.
that happen, Marshall.
Whatever we got to do to keep the fans. You know?
Keep the lights on, homie. Keep
Yeah.
the lights on.
Look good. Flow those locks.
That's hilarious. So you got a music video coming out, right? I was hoping we'd have it, but like,
I mean, it's here, but you can't put it on the screen because we're not
Yeah.
debuting it yet. You know, like when we're done, if you want to talk about it or if you want to look at it, and
I'll look at it.
And it's not done yet. You know, we're still editing because like it's.
a week old. Like, it's literally only
Yeah,
been
I think
a
we're
week.
only a
Oh,
week.
okay.
We shot
Yeah.
it last
We might be 2 weeks
Sunday.
now.
Okay.
Last Sunday.
Last Sunday. Yeah. So it's a week old. So we shot it with Boss Motion Picture Company, which we won.
That sounds serious.
Oh yeah,
Boss.
Fucking boss.
it's Boss. Like it's Boss. Like their name does not lie to you at
Okay.
all. And we won it in a competition that they were putting out, and they just wanted to do a music video and you know, push themselves into that realm a little bit.
Yeah, dude.
And so I sent in the song that we wanted done, and I was like, man, it would be really cool to do this. This is the story. This is how I could see it coming out and everything. And they were like, we love it. Let's do it. I
Nice.
was blown away. I was like, what? No way.
Where'd you guys do it at without spilling the beans of the video?
The
too?
coffee pot.
Coffee pot.
Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna
Legendary.
spill beans because if you took the time to listen to this after we all posted it, it's the first one back. We love you. We appreciate you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
And it's not
where
gonna
the camera's
be an
right there.
eternity till it's out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not that long until we're putting it out. So, but we're not going to give anybody any date. We just want people to be excited about it.
Yeah.
And but man, it was a lot of uncertainty
Okay.
thrown together that we, you know, spent time talking with the director, kind of where we were going to go in space, but like no clue.
Okay.
And we just went in and we shot it, and it took hours. And thank God we have great friends and fans and family that were willing to sit there and like
Yeah.
listen to this song be played over speakers, not even us playing it,
Yeah.
for hours on end. Like, love them to death. Thank you so
Yep.
much, every single one of y'all.
Yeah. It's an arduous process.
It used to be
Yeah.
my favorite song to play.
It used to be.
Absolutely hate it. That's like,
Right. Hate
take it or leave it.
Can't do it. Can't do it. But you know, I think it's going to turn out fantastic. It's already fantastic. I mean, I think today we were. I think it's like 95% done. There's some
Nice.
small things, and working with a motion picture company, the scene that he has is just like,
Yeah.
this is insane. This is what a crazy movie. Then we get to take our side of things, which is music videos.
Yeah.
You know, like to say that at least Robbie and I weren't brought up in a world of music videos. I mean, you know all too well as well that they were everywhere, and that was everything. And you know, putting that into it.
If you didn't have
they were the hook.
Yeah.
Dude, if you didn't have a music video,
What do you mean?
What are
Like
you-
what?
what are you doing
song?
in life,
What
you
song
know?
are you talking about? Like you're not hitting any charts without a music video.
yeah, dude.
So, anyways, we were extremely lucky to get this opportunity and to do this. I mean, easily this guy has taken like $20,000 worth of footage.
That's literally.
That's not even an exaggeration. It looks so insane.
I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
So,
this was a
can
hell
you-
of a prize.
Can you say what song it's for?
Yes,
I think people know that.
I'll say it is. It's
Okay.
for our song "Cost."
Cost.
Yeah, so it's
All
one
right.
of the slower songs off the album. I think it's song number
Available on
3.
Apple, iTunes, and Pandora, and
Yep.
Spotify, and all those things.
99 cents.
All those things. So the song is "Cost." It's been a fan favorite for a while.
Okay.
I wrote it on a parking garage one night.
Nice. Like physically on it?
Yeah, like no. So I was sitting at a parking garage. I used to write a lot of music on top of a parking garage in
It's the
Blacksburg.
reverb, dog, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, living
There's-
it.
That's in the stairway, but there was this full moon behind me, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna take this video." So if you guys really want to, you can probably scroll through one of the Instagrams and go all the way down to the bottom and see the video of me originally playing this song.
So there's your little
It's not the same.
Scavenger hunt. The Jerry
I was going to
Stout
say scavenger hunt.
Scavenger
Easter egg,
hunt.
right? Is that what it's called?
Easter egg, yeah.
Yeah.
Or rubber ducky, I guess. I got a Jeep. We got rubber ducks.
There's some way cool Easter eggs in the video as well.
Cool.
And little things that, you know, only people who probably know us and know us personally and know our space are going to even have any clue about.
Awesome.
But we're excited about that factor. And I think it's going to blow people away.
Awesome.
I cannot say how appreciative and lucky
I'm
we are.
excited. Like
You should be.
Yeah. So when are you releasing it just on major platforms? You know, just kind of, are you putting it up on your iTunes and all that stuff too? Or
I think first off, what we're aiming to do is just put it out on YouTube and get it out there. And then I am definitely looking into, because I now like have realized that you can do that and you can put that music video on iTunes and have it be an additional part. But the hard part is going back through and trying to figure out how to add that on. So again, those learning the ropes options, you know,
Yeah,
because
man.
I do want it to be something that you can get in so many different ways. And I know I've got a music video from Matchbox 20 on my cell phone. She's So Mean, that I totally had
I
no
think I
clue
have
was
a
there.
couple, too.
Yeah, it just shows up all the time. You
Yeah.
know, I don't think I wish I could figure out how to be like Bono and just
Do
like
YouTube.
feed my whole
Yeah, the
album
whole
to
thing.
everybody.
One day, everybody's alarm goes off, and it's just the song, just random.
yeah, right. It's like,
Just like,
how
there
did
it
this
is.
happen?
By the
you just
way-
need to go airdrop. Every single person, just turn airdrop on and go to
time
Virginia
on a
Tech
plane.
campus.
What a great marketing campaign, and Matt and I will entirely do that when it's done.
Gorilla airdrops.
We
Just
will
guerrilla
airdrop
airdrops, dude.
everybody this video and link.
So I had a couple buddies that would get on a plane and they'd turn their airdrop on and
Yeah.
like send pictures of crap to people.
seen those
It's like,
videos.
why are you doing that? I like that.
Well,
why are you doing that?
It's funny, but you also got to think of the people who get a random airdrop and they're like, "I'm gonna open this."
Yeah, because there's a little preview,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or is it like accept and it's like, what is that?
Yeah.
Is that much different
Gerald's
from the punk rock days?
iPhone.
Just going around slapping stickers and tagging shit,
Dude,
Like,
I
well,
miss that, dude. That
mean, that
old
was-
like,
yep, that
you
used
know?
to be part of it.
Renegade,
There's
like-
your virtual. There's your virtual tag, man. Just
Yeah.
We
drop
still
it.
do that. We
pop
still
up
do
shows, you know, just boom. What is it? Guerrilla shows? Is that what they used to
Yeah.
call them?
Yeah.
Yep.
They would just like come on a flatbed and just rock the shit out of us.
that. Which is way
anywhere.
cool. That's kind of semi coming back. So like, it's little things like that that I see happening in the music business, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
This may get more interesting. I love seeing the independent artist rise up slowly happening, where it's like, I'm not signed by anybody, but everybody knows my name. Like,
Yeah.
that's a lot of hope for us
Yeah,
as
dude.
independent artists, and coming out of Appalachia where we don't have a defined sound.
Yeah.
We're just Appalachian music. We
Yeah.
don't have a defined sound.
Yeah.
We've
What
got
would you categorize your sound as?
So
I like that.
So I sell it. Yeah. When people ask me, I say it's Appalachian rhythm and blues, and when they ask me
Okay.
to describe that, I'm basically like, look, I got a case full of harmonicas. Jared is a phenomenal songwriter, is a great vocalist. We're never losing these accents that we have. So what the hell else are we going to be?
Yeah, man.
Like we're Appalachian Rhythm and Blues right now. That's my description, and I think it rings pretty true.
Yeah.
I think with the like so much music is kind of genre listed, even though we're supposed to put everything in a box.
Yeah, don't pigeonhole it. Yeah.
But you know,
Doesn't
I
have
feel like geography is now starting to be more of your genre. Like you got that red dirt coming out of Texas and Oklahoma and Arkansas. You've got this Kentucky, West Virginia sound that's happening.
Yep.
And then you do have Appalachia.
You just need to do like a latitude, longitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
we're
what
at
we are.
That's what we are right
Exactly.
there. That's what we are.
That's killer. So what's on the horizon? Like, the obviously the music season over the winter, it kind of slows down a little bit. You got anything popping off springtime that you're excited about?
Yeah. December, we kind of took a little while off just to unwind and just relax a little bit. Spring, we've got some, and summer, we've got some cool festivals coming up. We got Rooster Walk at the end of May.
Nice.
Memorial Day weekend.
Floyd Fest, end of July. Is that other one?
No. There's some other things that we can't say yet.
Opening for
Smart. I'm gonna
Manson.
ask first.
Rancid.
We've got some other festivals and other opening
So,
spots in big spaces that we're not allowed to speak on yet.
Yeah.
We've got we're gonna for the Crawford and Power fans, because I know they're hanging out here in the Twitch stream in the
They're
comments.
making it happen, living the
I don't know
life.
if the journey is.
We're gonna go
announceable. The trek.
Oh yeah.
I think that's definitely talkable.
Talk about it, Jared, with an O.
Talk about it, Gerard.
Oh, so just
That
so
was
you
great.
guys know, Logan has access to a pitch shifter over there, and he
I like
What
how
if I
Logan
said
rolls.
diabetes?
You
bring
could.
that down?
Diabetes. All right, so
hold on. All right, hold on. So I have this, right?
Oh,
it's a patch.
Velcro?
Yeah, it's a
I thought it
Velcro
was a
patch.
sticker.
No, it's like a patch, right? And one of my best friends in the entire world is in Nashville. His name is Tim.
Hi Tim.
Hey,
up,
Tim.
Tim?
What's up, homie? And he was in strongman. He is one of the strongest dudes I know. My height, 320. Big dude. Just swole up dude, right? Corrections, just a big dude.
Yeah.
And he is diabetic. So when I came back here, I was like, man, I got to have my homie by my side. Right?
Oh, that's sweet.
Timmy, I love you, homie, if you watch it.
Tim, that's sweet, dude.
So that's the story behind Will from
funny.
Brimley.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's the little things, It that to me, I always know one of my best friends is always with me.
That's
One of
nice.
those dudes that changes your life,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I love that dude.
Got those.
100%.
Yeah.
Getting us on track about what you said about some shows coming up. We do have
Yeah.
a great show at the Grandin Theater in the Grandin
yeah.
area.
Been there.
on a-
Oh yeah, album release show.
That'll
there.
that's our local album release show. It's
Nice.
a beautiful theater. They just dropped a bunch of coin to make to improve the sound system. They expanded the stage. We're gonna have a phenomenal light show. Production will be top notch.
Cool.
And
I
it
think-
will be a great representation of what the Jared Stout Band does outside of a bar scene.
When's that?
I think it's March 2nd.
Yep.
Thursday, March
Thursday
2nd.
night, 7 to 9.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think we're gonna have a pretty cool intermission special movie screen dropping.
Y'all
I don't know.
gonna release y'all video.
I don't know.
ain't
I don't
you?
know what we're talking about.
No.
I don't think anything's coming out that day. But I tell you what, it's gonna
Think
be a
what you
great
want.
show.
Okay.
It's gonna be a great show.
Not reading into that.
Don't read into that.
That's
gonna
gonna be a
great
cool
show.
experience
Just shh.
to see us outside of a bar, because when we play bars, there's, of course, we're trying to always rip it, but there's something to be said for these theaters and some of these. This won't be quite a listening room vibe, but kind of.
Yeah. Like a city winery.
It's gonna be
eyes
an
are gonna be
honest
on us.
concert of the band
And
and
it's-
what we think we can express our music for entirely as a performance. So, like that's our goal with being able to do something like this, is to present, our music exactly how we would ideally want to give you that personal presentation of what
That's
we do.
killer. Well, you heard it here, guys. If you are March 2nd,
March 2nd.
Grandin Theater,
Mm-hmm.
you have got to check these dudes out. Listen, have I ever seen you live?
I don't know.
other than
you
here?
best hurry up. Though.
I know. I need to go.
I mean, I'll put you on the list.
Yeah.
But
Put me
I
on the
mean,
list.
Put you on, dog.
Can I get up on that list?
Get up on the
So the
list.
only way I go to shows is on the list.
I'm not on the list.
So you guys,
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
So you guys were telling me about. So I love Black Rifle Coffee. I always get the supply
yeah.
drops
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
I'm glad we circled back to that.
Yeah, and you guys were telling me before the podcast kicked off. You were like, "Hey, do you know such and such? You love Black Rifle Coffee?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've never heard of this person." So tell me and everybody about what's happening, what's going on, and why we haven't met this person yet.
I don't know why you haven't met him yet. Because I feel like y'all might know some of the same folks.
Yeah.
Based on the time that I have known him.
Yeah.
But he is opening up Great Wilderness Brewing Company in Pulaski. His name is Scott Rockefeller. I had to remember the brewing name. I know his name, but I had to remember that. And this man is, first and foremost, the most important thing that this man is doing is coming into a place that needs a little bit of love. If everybody's
Pulaski
been to
does.
Pulaski,
Yeah.
it needs a little bit of love.
Yep.
He's also a veteran. Pulaski is one of the few places that I think this population is roughly 30% veterans.
Yeah, 30% veterans.
Yep.
That's a
and
big number. In my
It
world,
is.
that's big.
It is. Yep.
He wants to make sure that that's a good 30%.
Yeah.
And that everybody's doing all right.
Yep.
And that Pulaski itself is growing and thriving. So with the help of the town and everything, he's opening up the brewing company there and doing a stage. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be an awesome time. Of course, this isn't until next year, so that anticipation should continue to build. But
Yeah, man.
my dear God,
What?
does this man make some beer?
Yeah.
I can't wait. We gotta go. Let's just go hang out.
I mean,
Yeah.
my mind was straight blown.
Gold.
Like
Yeah.
literally,
Actually, we need to have him here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To
you
talk
should.
about everything.
Yeah.
Totally should.
And all my friends need to try his beer.
100%.
So he's got a coffee beer.
He's got a
the
Black
Black
Rifle.
Rifle.
yeah, Black Rifle
Yep.
coffee style.
Is it a stout?
It is.
It is. It is definitely a stout.
Yep. And I'm not a big dark beer stout drinker, but I could have drinking 3 full glasses of it.
That's awesome.
It's-
Is it like heavy? Is it heavy or is it?
Dude, so that's
I
the
don't
thing
remember
about his
the
beers
name.
is they were so balanced. Like I don't have a whole lot of experience with home brewing. Of course, we're in breweries all the time. We taste this craft beer all the time. I
Yeah.
love it. I love the varieties. But when someone is being this scientific about what they're doing, like all the things, I mean, like so a stout like that, was it heavy? No, it was like it was a beautiful texture. The head on, like you say, was absolutely great. It wasn't high in alcohol. It was just a very good tasting, dark, like great dark beer. But the coffee
man.
content to it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like it has caffeine.
Oh,
There's no
nice.
doubt. that
So
it
he
has
probably
caffeine.
quote unquote dry hopped coffee then. Maybe I,
I
don't know. We need to
Possibly.
talk to Scott about this.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
Scott.
need to ask him.
Scott, Rob,
Scott, we have a question for you.
nice to meet you. Come give me some beer.
Oh, dude. It was unbelievable. We had a pumpkin cheesecake?
Oh,
beer.
Yeah.
no.
I mean, every beer you hold it up and you smell it, and
Yeah.
it's like you've got a cheesecake in your hand. You smell a cheesecake.
And pumpkin is tough,
Dude, that's
dude.
way
Oh,
tough
man.
because it could go. That can go
That
south
can
on
go
you.
Yeah.
real
That can go
bad.
south.
But then you go ahead and drink it, and it's beer with it's all underlying. Those
Yeah.
tastes are perfectly balanced.
Dude, I made a habanero stout one
Yeah.
year, and I dry hopped habanero.
Does that burn in and out?
Inside out.
Yes, depends on where you put it. So, and I would tell my friends, I'd be like, "Hey, man, try this stout. It's like a 10%er. It's a big dog, and tell me what you think the secret ingredient is. Right? Good stout, good level stout, and then they'd be like, kind of like, "Phew, habanero." Or they'd say jalapeno every single
Yeah.
time. They'd be like, "Has it got pepper in it, jalapeno?" And I'd be like, no, habanero. And then they'd be like, that kind of, because jalapenos are very vegetal to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I can taste them. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I can see that, but I guess like during that process, like you're talking, is a lot of the oil transferred like that?
So I
is there
dried
a
them
lot of
out.
so there's probably not that much actual capsaicin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
So I grew the
Big boy
habaneros.
There you go.
Capsaicin. So I grew the habaneros at my house. I think I only brewed like 5 or 10 gallons of it, and I only put it in 22-ounce cans or bottles, and one and done type situation. But I literally threw in, like, I halved them, and after the brewing process was done, when you pitch the yeast, and it does its thing. After that, when it was in its set phase, when it's conditioning, basically, I threw in some habaneros.
Nice.
And I just let them live, let them hang out in there, and it was just enough. If I'd have done any more, I think it would have ruined it.
Well, I mean, I love the idea between like the peppers and chocolate, like the spicy chocolate.
Oh yeah,
dude. I mean, so I can see
was
where
on
something
point.
like a malty yet spicy. That'd probably be pretty damn good.
Yep.
Where is it?
Dude, no, long gone, my friend. That's my problem. Is I make them and then I drink them. So I'm like,
Right.
Yeah, it's like, well, there's a problem because my main thing in Nashville, excuse me, Palm Miles.
Menthol Light 100s.
I tell you, man, them things are tough.
And Paul, how about menthol white 100? I'm about due for one myself.
All right. Yeah. So we when I was in Nashville, I wanted to try to get all Nashville ingredients for my brews.
Right.
So I'd go to a local chocolatier and get the chocolate. I'd go to a local brew house and have it, or coffee beanery, whatever.
Right.
What do you call it?
Coffee beanery.
I like coffee beanery.
beaneries, man.
Perfect.
I don't even know that that's what it is, but it is today.
It is today.
Taking it to Beantown. I don't know.
Yeah, we're taking this brew to Beantown. And so I'd go and I'd get all this stuff made. And I felt like I was like all crafty and shit.
Cool.
You were crafty,
I
man.
felt good. Scott, are you crafty?
We
need to meet
Dude,
Scott.
You need
Stupid
to meet
crafty.
Yeah.
I've never once
We'll set
been
it up.
into any place that has what were there, 8 beers in there? There's
Yeah.
8 beers on the list, and I would have drank every single one of them until I was absolutely stupid, silly drunk without any problem.
So does he have a spot now, currently? Is it just his
No,
house?
In-house.
he's got
far as I
a
know.
basement deal, so it's a
He set it up for great marketing. Basically, he can take you down his basement.
it's a business meeting to
Yep.
go into there.
Speakeasy-ish?
Yeah,
I mean, it really is. It's a business meeting because
It's
he's
a business
got everything
meeting.
presented
Okay.
out.
talk
He's got-
about that marketing and stuff.
He's got his
like it.
hats and his stickers, and he's got his glasses, everything laid out. He's got an incredible
I
bourbon
mean, even
collection.
to the level where there's a flat screen up above.
Yeah, flat
his
screen
taps
that tells you everything.
displays
Doing it well.
he is.
Yeah, I
he
mean,
is
it's
legit.
the underlying thing is just being so appreciative of the amount of work that's getting
Yeah.
put in.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's insane.
I can't imagine what this place is going to look like. And
But
I'm stoked, man.
when you meet this guy,
Yeah.
immediately you can tell he's got that drive.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's that guy that's going to get it done. Like you can see that and hear that. So I mean, if you're listening right now and you're in this area and you're hanging out with us,
be on the lookout for it.
be on the lookout in 2024 spring, because it is going to be a phenomenal facility with some of the best stuff that you may have ever had.
Yeah, and
I
I
don't
mean, from
even-
Ro-
Roanoke, it's
relate,
worth
dude.
that drive from Roanoke,
The
that
dude-
hour drive from Roanoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
The dude's
Ways.
already like fat up on rewards on like or awards, not
Awards,
rewards.
yeah.
Awards on different beers that he's made with other people and things. I
That's
mean,
killer, man.
the Black Rifle coffee beer is in conjunction with Black Rifle,
With Matt and those
not
dudes, yeah.
just.
And he was smart about he picked Pulaski for a multitude of reasons, but
Yeah.
like there's this like brewery trail you can come down 81 and there's this huge gap.
Yeah.
And he was like, this is like from a marketing standpoint, this is where we need to be.
Yeah, dude.
And I mean, he really is. His outreach for the veterans thing is really impressive. It's something that like I think he like kind of teared up a little bit talking about shit with us. Like he's obviously
Yeah.
heavily invested. And it's
When you're
it shows.
invested, you're invested.
It shows.
It shows,
admirable.
and like Jared said, his drive it's commendable, and I'm anxious to see what he comes up with. I'm glad he's cool enough to even want to holler at us and like,
Yeah, dude.
like check
Yeah.
this out, guys.
Yeah, I mean, to talk to us about our opinion in the music business and
Yep.
what's going on is super rad. And he hit me up for a while, and I was like, dude, I don't have a space right now. Things
Yeah.
are busy. And then we were all in the van one day, and
Coming
I was
back
like,
from Asheville.
Looking
coming
like-
back from
yeah,
Asheville.
Well, there's
tired.
We were like, we need to burn some time here. So what are you doing? And he's like, come on by. I mean, man.
That's
So
killer.
that's something to be really, really excited about for
I
this
am.
area.
And you know what I'm excited about? I'm excited to hear a song off the new album.
Oh.
You guys are going to play
really?
for us,
We
right?
are.
Really?
So let's do this.
Play the Get Fiddle and the
Let's-
Mouth Harpy.
Let's get these mugs all set up. We're going to cut to a commercial, and we will be right back.
Hello?
Hey Drew, it's Rob with Thacker Real Estate Group. I actually got your number from Brad. He had mentioned that you had a house to sell in Virginia.
I don't think so.
Yeah, we actually met. Yep, that's me. Hey, I thought you might want to chat. I'm in the area right now and would love to stop by.
Well, I'm getting ready to watch a video.
Oh, nice. What are you watching?
Oh, just some scary movie.
I love scary movies, actually. You know, I mean, if you have time, I'd love to stop by and talk about selling your house.
Uh-huh.
The first time we talked, you said that you might have been talking with someone else.
No.
I know for a fact that you're talking to another realtor.
What did you say?
I said I know for a fact that you are talking to another realtor. I mean, you want to play these games, you know, answer the phone like, hello, you know, and all that stuff. We went to dinner with Brad and Angie like 2 weeks after that party, you know, and you're sitting here talking to me about selling your house, and now I find out it's somebody else?
Look, I gotta go.
It just kind of hurts, Drew, you know? I mean, I thought we had something. We had such a connection. I just want to know who. I just want to know who.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger.
No, that's more lies. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what you're watching right now on TV. You can end it now. Just tell me who, Drew. Tell me who it is.
The guy in the white mask who walks around and stalks babysitters.
Oh, I knew it. Oh my gosh. Of all the people that you could have used. Bye, Drew. Like, this is goodbye.
Mine's not though. So you wanna say
James,
something?
there
Welcome
we
back.
go.
Welcome back.
All right. So we're back. We had to take a potty break. I took a potty break. Jared with an O took a potty break.
I'm holding mine.
He
so I
is
can
back.
sing higher.
So you got to hit those harmonies.
I'm holding
Is that bladder related?
It can be if you train it that way, and I've spent many years training.
That's why
it
you
like that,
you
so.
trained it.
I just peed in this other IPA can, so we're not gonna talk about
Killer,
that.
bro. So tell us about the song while Jared gets all set up. Or
Do I need to tune? Probably.
So home Sweet Home. This is basically the second track off our album. We have a cute little intro that we do for it called Run Through the Shadows.
All right.
Basically just that's like an
It's
acoustic
all good,
pretty intro.
Logan.
Yeah. So I love like when albums have like the 1 to 2 minute just interludes.
Okay,
Whether
yeah.
they be musically instrumental or they're just like noises.
Yeah.
Or something. And we kind of eventually figured it was kind of more of like this is a great show opener for us because it's got like this sort of Allman Brother kind of jam
Yeah,
to
man.
it. And we eventually ended up putting it on the album,
Nice.
which I love. And
Killer. So what's the name of the song?
The song is Home Sweet Home. And then,
The intro is Running Through the Shadows.
yeah.
Scoot that up just a little bit closer right there. It's got a weird little gate on it. Swing it on in to you.
Swing it on in.
There we go.
I'm gonna
Good.
be plenty loud.
All right.
We give them the intro, Running Through the Shadows?
Yeah,
I
let's
think
do the
so.
whole thing.
Roll it, homies.
I think so.
All right.
I've been running out all night long, down by the riverbed all alone. The lawman says he's gonna run me down. But brother, ain't nowhere to be found, and I'll find a way that I can make it on my own. Then run that road until I get back home. Well, my papa says, son, you gotta be silent if you're ever gonna make it in this wild, wild life. Running in the shadows 2 steps ahead, otherwise you know you're gonna end up dead. Now find a way that you can get out on your own. Then run that road, son, to get back home. Ooh, bring it home, sweet home. Well, it's been 9 years, chill and stone. Broke my back for a crime unknown. When I told them, son, that I ain't the one, they just put me away and called it done. Now find a way that I can make it on my own. Ooh, I'm coming home, sweet home. Went away for a while, and I hope they don't remember me. Don't remember me. Broken through the chains that bind it. I was born to be set free. Oh, take me home, sweet home. Well, it's 9 nights wound tight, running from the moonlight, trying not to come undone. A long day shotgun, outlaw on the run, baking in the southern sun. Another 9 nights wound tight, running from these headlights, easier said than done. It's a long day on the run, looking out for number one, traveling the sun I'm born. I'm coming home, sweet home. That's where I'm going. Ooh, I'm coming home, sweet home. Sweet home. Sweet home. Home, sweet home.
Woo!
You.
Bringing the heat.
Yeah.
Dang, man. I love that.
We're fans.
Yeah, dude.
We're fans.
It's got that. So what is my? Knowing that there's a full band version of that. What changes in the full band version?
Arrangement wise, not a whole lot.
Okay.
Yeah. Not much.
Dynamic wise, goes.
Does it
pretty
go
sick.
down like
So when
train
Matt-
beat like type thing or?
Yes. So when Matt took
Okay.
his guitar break, it gets real. Like So my old lady, she loved shit. What the hell was it? True Blood? True Blood.
Okay.
Do you remember the intro to the True Blood?
Oh
It was
gosh, man, you put me on the
swampy.
spot. Yeah.
Dude, it's so swampy.
Okay, yes, I do.
So
yeah,
when our guitar player Taylor, when our
Yes.
guitar player Taylor wrote that, it's the first thing my old lady says. That's swampy. I like that.
nice.
And it is. It's real. It's super swampy. And then I go at the second half of it. I hear like I'm almost making like this dragging chain sound with my tambourine. And there's lots of weird shit that it probably doesn't register to most people, but that's one of those things.
Yeah.
Where when
I
I'm
can
playing
hear
my
it, though,
tambourine,
dude.
I'm just like chink.
my
chink,
man, you're too tall to duck.
dude. He's limber, buddy.
He ducked.
He ducked. He felt
But
good.
you,
He
you
ducked
do hear,
it.
you hear
He
that
ducked it,
dynamic change, and it really is
DuckTales.
like it goes from like swampy to like, I don't know, man.
It's cool.
It sounds like change to me. It sounds like Change Dragon.
So Jared and I were in our own world. I was listening
I
to
was
you.
hearing it, but
He was talking DuckTales. I gave a woo woo, and then he did the.
You know, he made us play a song out of the Goofy movie last week.
I did. I did.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were privileged enough
We were-
to be in a spot
Yeah. Where you could play
where you could
some
play.
goofy movie stuff.
Dang man, not everybody can say
I
that.
got myself a notion.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
If we
right.
listen to each other's heart, we'll find we're never too far apart. And maybe love is the reason why, for the first time ever, we're seeing it eye to eye. Dun, dun, dun,
Dang it.
dun.
Why did you do that?
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome.
Why did you do
You're
that?
welcome. I hope
The question is
everybody's.
why?
It was 90s night.
Dude, it was 90s
Oh,
night.
okay. See that you need to preface with that.
Yeah, it was
because
90s night.
Pulling that out of nowhere is like
Well, it got pulled out of nowhere.
It got pulled out of
it's
nowhere.
iffy.
Got put back somewhere.
But it was 90s night. So we
Robbie
did
wasn't.
it.
You weren't happy about that.
Actually, man, Jared's played that for me on multiple occasions, and he's talked about it. I'm like, damn, that song rocks. What is it? And he's like, it's from the Goofy movie. And I'm like, but we did.
Steerike.
We have a.
It's by Tevin Campbell, if you
Tevin.
know old school R&B.
Yes.
We have a bi-monthly residency at Martin's downtown on Tuesday nights, and in order to keep that from going stagnant, we've tried to come up with themes.
Okay.
And so last week's theme was 90s by the decade. So Jared went on and like looked up the top 100 songs from each year, and he picked like 2 of them.
That's dope.
That
I
one
like
was
that.
one was an alternate.
I was gonna say, was that
It
top
wa-
100?
No, it wasn't. It was an alternate, but we had the
threw the
crowd
envelope.
was. So the weird thing about that Martin's crowd, and that's what you have to plan for on a Tuesday, which is hard to do, is that from like 11:45 to 12:30, it's got to be bangers
Yeah.
because that's when everybody shows up.
Okay.
odd on a Tuesday.
So like
Tuesday.
you start at 9:30, but all the industry people get off work and they come out and they're like, yeah. So you know, it's kind of like you want to throw the good stuff in as early as you can for the people who are there for the whole
Yeah.
show.
Hope you sink the hook, right?
Right.
gotta
And
sync that
they
up.
stay, but like you got to throw the bangers in real hard in that last 45 minutes.
Yeah. So when you're pulling out these covers and you're doing these songs, what's like your go-to? You look out in the crowd, Muggs just ain't doing it. What are you going to? What's the banger you pull out?
As
You
far
got
as covers,
you got some Belle Biv DeVoe or something, or
yeah,
he's got a ton of
ABC,
a ton of
BBD.
shit.
It depends on where we are and what we're
And
doing.
the crowd, yeah, it does.
We just played a spot this past Saturday that we were just like plugging away at, and we were like, well, this was all right. They liked that. I saw the head nods, and then the second one we were like, all right, so I'm seeing it. They're into it, and then we played a third one, and we were like, okay. And so then we busted out our Bobby Caldwell mashup, and the place like erupted,
Yeah,
and we were like, all right, cool.
Okay.
So like once you can figure out what people are on
Yeah,
in
yeah,
that
yeah.
moment, like this is what's going to drive this crowd.
Yep.
It's way
Sorry,
easier
we're just
to run with it.
We're trying to see your face.
I'm just trying to get it out of my face.
trying to-
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's my
Now-
face. Seeing my face. At
Jared
all.
with an O.
Nobody sees Jared with an O.
Please.
Here he is.
Your face.
I see myself.
Your
right here.
face is you, and we need your face.
but yeah,
So now that we're on video, though,
Yeah.
we have to worry about so much other shit.
I know. There's a lot of stuff that I
haven't picked my
haven't
nose
done.
once.
Like
I've
it's,
not picked
I'm
my
like,
nose.
man.
Are we waiting for that?
well, it's when you talk.
When you talk, it glimpses over to you. We're picking our nose right
Yeah,
now.
it's on a
That's what's
delay,
going
by
on
the
right
way,
now.
so don't rely
You see
on
the
that.
shadow over here? There's a shadow going on.
So as my beard continues to get longer,
It looks
these-
nice, by the way.
Dude, it's rough. I'm starting to look like a vagrant. But it gets these mustache hairs go in my nose, and I swear to God, when they go in a harp, that is the most painful dude, it hurts.
Oh, you
so
pull
bad.
them out?
Yeah.
Pull
You ever
man, it's
plucked
just
your upper
like
lip, man? That's,
taking
that's what he's
pieces
doing.
of your
I plucked
facial hair.
I've sat down and got a belly hair
Yeah.
or something
Get
in
caught
and
in a
set up
belt.
and woo, buddy.
Ooh.
So these, like, I'll feel it get caught, and then you have like, cause I'll do a slide like this, and it's like,
You'll hear
oh,
a
I'm
little
stuck. I have no
see
choice.
that?
You have to go the extra mile.
You need that trim, bro.
I need that Charlie Musselwhite trim.
You
where
do, right on the top of the lip, bro.
He goes like he takes this a little far. He's got that Clark Gable thing where it's like 3/8 of an inch above his lip.
It's a bit much.
It's looking heavy.
It's a little suspect, bro.
Yeah. Beto.
That's funny.
But
Moving my shit all over.
yeah. So that's a painful thing. That's a painful thing. We try to make the crowd drink. Anytime I get a beard hair
Yeah.
and a harp, it's a social for the band. Yeah.
So do you guys have that thing like crowd connection? Is there certain things that you ask the crowd to do whenever something happens?
Man, crowd connection comes and goes. It depends on
It
the
does.
crowd.
Yep.
You know, like no matter who you're playing in front of, sometimes you can play and, you know, rather than just have the exact same scripted words that you say to the crowd
Yep.
each time, I'd rather feel it. If they don't want to connect with you, okay,
Okay, we'll see ya.
you're clapping, you're having a good time, but they may not respond to you
Yeah.
directly. And it's like, okay, well, that's cool. We'll just keep rolling with the music. I'll shut my mouth and we'll be fine.
Yeah.
But other times you got people who screaming and yelling, hooping and hollering. Their energy is in there. And like you want to respond
Yeah.
to that energy.
Feed off of it. right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
and that's when it makes it a lot easier. I think, you know, trying to in instances where we have to get the crowd into it,
Yeah.
we've done great.
Yeah.
And we can pull that.
You got that.
I'm
vibe,
gonna throw Joey under the bus right now. Poor Joey. So he plays drums.
Yeah.
And he's got a backup vocal mic,
Okay.
and it's set up for backup vocals.
Yeah.
As is mine.
As
I
Matt's.
fall victim to this.
So
Okay.
Joey will try to engage with the crowd sometimes, and I know he's trying so
Joey's
hard.
back here
and he's
talking
trying to
Nobody
be-
can hear shit.
And like nobody can hear shit.
Palm out. Palm out.
And I can,
Menthol that one.
he's trying.
100.
I can just watch him. I can look back, and he's trying so hard to like give a description of the song and tell the feel of where we are at the moment. And I
That's
know it's not coming across out.
Hey, as an audio engineer, screw the drum vocalists.
Yeah, right? I mean,
It's
it's
this.
a nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
We're good. No,
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
No, I mean it's a lot of stuff going on back there, and it does create.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, his Joey, I love you. Your harmonies are very crucial to us, but sometimes you know the speaking doesn't come across.
Yeah, me
or
too. We just
I
gotta-
get
Hey,
so much.
I can
reverb.
hear it.
Like I'll ask for so much reverb.
I hear the shit.
And when I
you
go to
talk.
talk, it's like Robbie, welcome back.
You pay for the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
Yeah, he does. He's actually the person who recorded your Pledge of Allegiance at the beginning of the podcast. That's actually what he said.
Thanks for that, homie. Hey, you know, here's something for you, just for you guys. Does he do background vocals?
Yeah.
Joey.
Oh, okay, that's tough. All right,
Joey, yeah,
Bert,
nah.
never mind.
Not me,
So,
But what's your thingy doodle though?
a momentary switch.
right?
It helps that
Yeah.
when he's but unless if he's
Oh,
doing
yeah.
like this,
Yeah.
you know, if he's holding beat and doing a foot thing, it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can get it's an octa like gate basically, and it attaches to the microphone. So if he pushes it away, it turns the microphone off.
Dude,
Right.
so I've heard. Okay, I've recently heard about these like proximity gates.
Pretty much, that's what it is.
Who was
And
telling us about
I don't. Was it?
Mark? Was it last night?
I don't know.
That's
where,
what it
I don't
is.
Remember where it is?
Yeah, it goes underneath the mic.
Right, and it's like if I'm over here,
Correct.
it gets gated.
Microphone's
as soon as I
off.
come back in front. And
That's
dude, that would be
interesting.
brilliant for me
Yeah,
as a
those
harp
look
player.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
absolutely phenomenal.
Look it up.
Because
Let
I
me
mean,
know.
it's weird. Like
Octagate.
Something like Opta or
we'll
something.
sound-
I think it is. I
it's
think
an
it's a
octa.
light beam.
It's optical.
he's,
Yeah.
his corner is.
I'm hot in my corner, dog.
He's got a lot going on. There's
living my life.
3 percussion mics and a harmonica mic.
Yeah.
So like we'll sound check and it'll be great.
Paul Malls.
We'll sound check and it'll sound great. But then when everybody gets into
To it, it's kind of there's some sort of hum, and there's this our right side of the stage
Yeah.
is microphone central.
Just hot.
I got mad hummers going on over there in that
Gates, man. Gates.
Swinging hummers.
He hates them, though.
I hate a gate on my harmonicas. Did you watch how I played? Did you see?
Yeah, I know. I know. See,
very expressive.
and here's the thing. If you don't have an engineer that goes with you and understands
Yeah.
you, it's so hard to
I know.
train Billy that's out front.
Yeah.
He's like, Billy, what do you play, Bo?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
What do you play? All right.
You gonna sing through that?
Go. He's singing too.
I've had
God
I've
dang
had-
it, man.
I've had them put gates on
Billy.
my bass
Thanks,
guitar.
Billy.
Matt's
I've had
Matt's
gates
a
on
bass
my
on-
bass.
Oh, that's
And I'm like,
that's industry standard, Matt. Quit being a dick.
that's industry standard. I'm gonna be a dick for the rest of my
Done.
life.
No,
Done.
No. You know, there's something to be
gates to my
said
bass.
about that. But yeah, don't gate
Yeah.
a freaking harmonica, Mike.
Nah, man.
He's real.
We'll
He's
beat
so
your ass.
dynamic.
I know.
That
Beat
thing.
you.
So I'm gonna stop the show real quick so I can go kill this guy.
I mean, that's the unfortunate thing about having lots of different sound engineers. You know, we Jared talks about this on another podcast that we did, but flexibility, period. Flexibility with our equipment, flexibility with
Yeah.
our crowd, flexibility with staff, all that stuff, man. It's imperative to our success, and I do feel that we try like hell to be flexible. Matt, you should see what Matt can do. Matt's flexible as fuck.
He's
buddy.
really flexible.
Hold on.
Yeah.
What do you got?
We are on video. I mean, like,
Video now.
The funny thing is, I'm not at all.
You're not
not
flexible. I'm not flexible. I
in any
can't.
way,
I
but
can't even
He's-
touch my emotions.
yeah, I mean, it's hard. He
Emotion.
seems like he's flexible, but he's just so tall.
Yeah.
That, like when he folds and the rest of us have back problems, he's already like halfway there.
I'm gonna have
I
to have help.
understand.
I got
I'm
my
gonna have to
gun.
have help getting off his couch. I hope you're prepared for that. 'cause
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
good with it,
wrecked
dude.
right now.
He's got the gun.
I'll sling it out, bro.
He's got a little gun. We ride down the road and bzzz,
Dude, I've got one.
massage
I
all
did
your
it on the way
muscles.
home from DC
I've got one.
on Sunday. It was great.
It's legit. So if you travel too long, you know, and that's old folks, right, Robbie?
We begin to atrophy.
Well, I'm worried about blood clots with Robbie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, my man.
Dude, it's
You need to get out, and get
it's
you a
real talk.
Laffy Taffy, and walk around.
Good thing is I smoke cigarettes, so I'm able to get out and walk around and smoke
Oh,
cigarettes. So
good.
that's good for my legs and
The,
stretching.
the cramps
Good.
are real all the time. Like he plays tambourine, and
Yeah.
I like being the way we're positioned.
Get
I'm
up in
kind
that
of
mic, man. Don't be
next-
scared about
I'm
it.
kind of next to Robbie,
Yeah.
but a little bit behind him, so we do a lot of stuff. I'll lift my leg up for him to hit the tambourine on my leg, and within
It'll lock up.
that happened Saturday, and I'm not joking when I say cramp. It's not like an act. Like I was cramping.
Oh,
And
it's
it's
so
like-
funny. Yeah. And then I'm thinking he's just real emphatic, and I'm like, yeah, let's do that some more.
No, I'm
do
like,
it, do it.
next time. No,
And the gates fucking like.
Zip.
Pow mow.
Oh God.
So what's next for you guys? Right, we got this new album. Are we hitting the radio with this thing or what? We got
Man.
we got any spins yet?
Independent radio. You know, we'd love to be on some type of mainstream space, but
Does
you know,
ROV? Do they do local anything anymore?
man,
It's iHeartRadio now.
yeah,
is it
I,
iHeart?
Yeah.
I love the Bear and PSK, and they're big supporters of me and us, and they have been for years. But there's other people who
Sure.
are up top that you got to kind of scoot it by before it's a-okay. But you know, I've been in there with Curtis before and done a little interview and Drez and BSing with Nate. I love
Yep.
BSing with Nate.
I watch Drez all the time. I'd go down because I was worked in Radford for a while, and he'd be running. Drez runs a lot.
Yeah.
He would run. He'd run by. You know, I'd be in there like eating some breakfast biscuits or something. I'd see Drez run by. I'd be like, "Way to go! Thanks, man.
Way to go, buddy.
Way to make me feel fat right now."
Just rub it in.
So no love from local airplay anymore. How does that work? So before I left, like late 90s, early 2000s, 96.3 ROV had a local every Sunday.
They had the homegrown radio show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Yep.
That was the shit.
Man, well, you know, the airwaves became less individually self-sustaining.
Yeah.
And as that happened, your major groups started coming in and buying up these airwave spaces.
Yep.
And so now a lot of these things that used to be somewhat local owned, you know, like maybe you could get up to the top and get them to approve that. Yeah, good luck getting up to the top of iHeartRadio to get yourself approved.
Yeah.
You know, like we had Take Me Back on iHeartRadio in Virginia Beach, and they never
didn't happen.
moved it out of that space. And I was like, well, you know, that'd be cool.
It's politics, my friend.
You know, your number one thing I think now is, you know, you want people to stream your album because at everything we're at an unfair advantage as independent artists. But, you know, what we're not necessarily at an unfair advantage of is streams.
Yeah.
You know, the marketing space, we're at an unfair advantage, which can increase your streams and things like that. But as far as just, you know, being able to tell people, hey, engage in it, listen to it, if you think about us one night and you're like, man, I sure do love this album, just let it play all night long. Like, don't,
Yeah,
but you
bro.
can mute it. You don't
Yeah.
even have to listen to it. You can go
Dude,
to
I gave
bed
you
and
guys-
just let it go through all night
Did you
long.
give us a couple hundred?
Solid friggin' 10 or 12 hours the other day.
Yeah.
It was just rolling, and I was like, man,
I
you know,
appreciate
I was
that.
feeling
Yeah,
it.
that's
I
cool.
even left it playing when I went and let a little doo-doo out.
And
Yeah, see?
I let some doo-doo out.
Yeah.
You guys were
It's
jamming.
perfect doo-doo music.
Win-win.
I personally
Win-win.
struggle.
Win-win situation.
I struggle having to resort to tactics like that, but it's a reality. And us asking our fan base to stream that album on repeat is nothing compared to these tablet rooms and
Oh,
the
gosh.
machine that we face. I mean, those metrics are so skewed,
My friend-
skewed.
My
either
friend, no disrespect, but you have no idea.
right?
Yeah, like
like
It's insane.
like the sheer amount of payola and things that are happening within the music industry. Stay out as long as you can.
Yeah.
Stay out. Do your thing. Enjoy your freaking music.
You know-
You know what I mean?
one of the big things that I look forward or that I look at is Cody Johnson,
Yep.
a huge independent artist
Yep.
that just tore it up in his space.
Yeah, dude.
Until he could tear it up in his region. And then he was tearing it up in his time zone.
Yep.
And then he got out of his time zones. And in that time, there was multiple offers
Yep.
to do better. He went with his own, he went with, one of the best things that I loved is when he did his speech and his acceptance and, Artist of the Year, I believe it was. He said, I'm here, because of my friends and because of my family and my fans. And he said, and it's wonderful to have a manager that's been with me for the whole time. And our relationship started out with a handshake, like you were
That's what's
talking
up.
about earlier, not a contract, not a number, not a money thing, a handshake that you and I were in business and we're going to do it. And he still has that same manager, and you cling on to those things and you have to wait until you find them and they're in the right space.
Yeah, man.
But he did that in a matter of 10 years time.
Yeah.
And that was having faith in what he did, staying strong and true to what he does, and just being himself and trucking the line.
Yeah.
And I don't think that is impossible for us. Now,
It's not.
is there a case that I don't want to be signed by a good music company or agency that I feel does exactly, as you said, express all the things that we want out of this life? I totally would love that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't have any shame on holding out until I find somebody who's exactly in that space.
Yeah.
And, sometimes you never know what's going to be your catalyst.
And hold on to your publishing.
Yeah.
Hold on
Yeah.
to your songs, my friend.
Yeah.
Those are yours.
Yeah.
The biggest word of advice I can say is, as long as you can grassroots this thing,
Yeah.
grassroots it.
100%.
Make your merch. Make your money on your merch. Never give away your merch. There's a lot of openers and a lot of bands that we've dealt with and stuff like that. And the way that they get on the road is they're like, okay, well, we'll pay you to open for you and you get our merch.
Yeah.
And
No
I've
way.
read these things and I've looked at these things and I've watched these people come out and I've watched them struggle and I'm like, work that differently.
Those opening spots, our merch pops off like
Yeah, man.
really do.
We sell so much merch for these opening spots, but there ain't
dude.
never.
we make more than we got for the gig.
That's the thing. That's why I'm saying hold on to your
Yeah.
merch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
You couldn't convince me to pay somebody to play for them.
yeah.
In all honesty, like,
Yeah.
I mean, you would have to be giving me some type of absolute stupid deal or some type of extended thing because, I mean,
So check this out. Here's a situation where it worked, and I'm not going to name any names.
right?
I went on tour in 2009 or 2010. The hottest artist in country music, without a doubt, right?
Yeah,
Selling out everything as soon as it goes up,
Right.
Middle spot for X amount of money, right?
how much money?
20,000, 25,000. So, but
But it
you
was
talk
there.
about exposure.
Yeah.
And in the game, if you decide to play the game, the real true game, in the game, it is doing this. It
Yes.
is talking. It is seeing that person in the hallways in the arena. How are you doing? Good. Hey, man, I got you a bottle of liquor, man. I'd love to talk to you.
Yep.
It is that.
It's what we
It's a connection base.
We refer to it as
100%.
cultivating your fan base. And
Cultivating your
It's not so much the fan base.
True.
It's your business clientele base.
and you have to do that. You have to, when you are figuring out what you want to be and what you want to do, you have got to they're a client
Yeah.
to a certain degree until you become the client. And if you treat it as I'm trying to sell you me
Yeah.
so that you can sell me to them. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
does make sense, man.
Absolutely.
It does.
So
absolutely
and it's not like it can be as good or as bad as you want it to be. But there are some out there that are doing their thing and they're making it happen, and they have skirted the politics of the whole thing. And there's some that are making fun of it while being a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is so awesome when I see the ones making fun of it in the freaking smack dab middle of it. Do you know Hardy by chance?
Yeah.
Have you heard his new album?
Yeah.
Mockingbird and the Crow.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been talking about that.
So do you know what that means?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the half
Matt,
and half.
Yeah, Matt, explain what you feel like.
So I feel like the first half of that record and the mockingbird, I mean, a mockingbird is someone who is a bird that like just repeats what it hears. So him saying he's a mockingbird with a microphone, he is not a mockingbird. He's now a mockingbird with a microphone.
It's got a platform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the whole song transitions into the heavier side of that second album, The Crow, which is now I feel like it's kind of him. The first part of it is he's talking about how he's a country music artist, and a lot of the songs that he plays and makes sound like a million other songs that are made. And then he goes off on this tangent, and
He's
there's
like, do this, do that.
Yep.
You know, say this, not that. You know,
There was
It's
one.
a great back and forth. I mean,
it is. And the thing is it's a tennis game.
yeah.
You know, because you can always serve and you can always win that point
Right.
until the game's over. Right.
It
But if you're bouncing back and forth, you got to realize, hey, man, there are moves that are happening that you may or may not be able to adapt to. And what he is doing, what killed me is he's like, this ain't no radio song.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. No.
Dude.
that's his
I love that one.
Yeah.
I love that one.
You know, and
This is what y'all played for me the other day.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
that
Okay,
con-
all this is
that
this
con-
is
So
all
you- so,
full
yeah.
circle to me now.
His entire, I mean, like just the name of it, the Mockingbird and the Crow, both birds that imitate,
Yes.
right? A mockingbird copies to survive.
to live.
They copy to get by. They copy
Jared with
for
an
safety.
O is on the same damn
and
page.
a crow copies and mocks out of intelligence.
Yes.
And at a point of understanding
As a
what
tool.
to do as a tool.
Still as a survival tool.
Still as a survival tool,
Yeah.
but out of a sense of intelligence and actual development, opposed to just instinct to survive. And that is kind of the coolest part
Diabetes.
of the whole thing.
So that you get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
And that
I
one
appreciate
song, The
y'all.
Mockingbird and the Crow, I think was the last song that he recorded. I watched like a video. They like made that on their tour bus.
Yeah.
That song.
Yep.
Like he just sang into a microphone. He had his producer just with a laptop.
Yeah, dude.
And that was like the last song that they recorded for that album to tie both sides together.
So there's one of them, and I think it's called Sold Out.
yeah,
on there.
that was a single. Yeah.
Wall to wall, and I'm still not sold out because
Yep.
he's still in a sense independent, and I'm not.
No, he's major.
He's officially in the major space.
He's in it, and I've met the dude. I know the
Yeah.
dude. He's a great guy. Like
He seems like
super
he would be pretty
killer
cool.
dude. You know, I was out. Morgan Wallen and a couple of them were hanging out. Had a beer with the dudes. Normal humans.
Yeah.
And you just never know, though. You know,
Right.
Meeting somebody until you sit on the tour bus with them, until you travel with them, you never know.
Yeah.
I just take it as face value. Hey, you're a pretty cool dude.
Yeah.
But then I heard, being out of the industry now, and I heard that, and knowing the conversations that I've had, I'm like, this all makes sense, dude. You were just making a mockery
Yeah.
of this whole thing. Freaking kudos,
Yeah.
dude. Kudos. Because Nashville is a completely different animal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nashville is a different animal.
Oh yeah.
Now,
This new stuff where people are like dumping 30 some songs on an album and things like
Morgan
that.
Wallen did it.
And I'm looking at it and I'm like, but why?
Yeah.
You know, like where's your quality control come into? Where does your emotion space, you know, like if we dumped out 30 songs
Yeah.
on an album and then dumped out another 30 songs, at some point you're going to stop losing what makes music, which is genuine feeling.
Yeah. But what you got to realize is that those dudes are songwriters first and foremost.
Right.
That's where they started. So those 30 songs are probably the catalyst to 300 more in a backlog. If you know how it works.
Oh yeah, man, you crank them out and everything like that.
And he's just like, hey man, it's the Nashville mentality.
yeah,
You make 50 to capitalize on one.
Yeah.
stage.
yeah,
Better
You know what I
odds.
mean? And it's
Yeah.
the same thing. Hey, here's 32 songs. They're out there in the stratosphere. If people latch onto them on iTunes, cool. I've got my one. And it's also like a certain genius in marketing to a certain degree,
Yeah.
because then you see what people really like on a real time analytic like formula. Hey, this song's getting hits. This song's getting hits. Okay, cool. Let's put a music video out for this one.
Yeah.
You know,
right,
so it's good and bad
yeah.
in the digital platform. You
In
know what I mean?
in a marketing and a digital platform, that totally makes sense to me.
Yep.
It does.
I see
Do
why.
I
It's,
like
I
it?
see
No.
why it's financially lucrative.
Yeah.
I do. I see that recipe. I understand why it works. I'm gonna have a hard time doing that. I'm glad at this point
Excuse me,
we're
Paul.
still emoting. We're still
I
making
like-
songs and emoting.
I like the Eric Church Heart and Soul
Yeah, right.
situation. That was really cool.
Yeah.
To have those two different sides of
Yep.
it and everything, and like just like we were talking about with Hardy, I think that a lot of that comes back down to, again, that space where somebody else does all the other stuff and all your responsibility is creativity
Yep.
and performance.
If you
And
can
like
do
when
that.
you can do that, man, God, I mean, how much can you thrive? Because I myself, without the assistance of these guys, can write 2 songs a day. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
I can crank out 2 songs a day. If that's all I had to do was wake up and write out 2 songs a day, I could write 2 fairly quality songs daily
Yeah.
and be all right by that. Imagine all 6 of us sitting around and spending, that off-season time when you're not touring on top of the hours in tour bus and
Yeah.
or tour van. It doesn't take much. You don't have to have a bus. You don't have to have all those things.
Yep.
You just have to have the time and the open space and the availability to honestly create and emote as a group. And I think that's one of the steps that all of us crave.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that, like, for me personally, keeps me driving to make it past this current part.
Yeah.
Is that I just want to hit that. I want to hit that point where it is truly the creativity and the artistry that I get to actually push into it on more of a regular basis than anything else.
You can focus. You can really step back and allow you, and it takes a minute.
Yeah.
It takes time. Even once you're done with the grind of normal whatever and the back and forth and
Yeah.
jobs and life and all that stuff, when you can really sit back, it still takes you a minute for your mind to be able to fully relinquish, hey, this is what I'm doing now.
Adjust and understand. Yeah,
dude.
And with today's tools, I mean, like, you can have like Matt was saying, they recorded that last song on the bus.
Yeah, dude.
Or at least the demo, yeah.
Uh-huh.
You can do that.
Think Billie Eilish, everything that was done on that first album that was like multi-platinum
Yeah.
and sounded good.
Yeah.
In that little room in
the
their house.
at the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me, as long as you stay real, you can capture that moment.
Oh yeah.
You'll capture it. You'll find it. You know what to do. And I have a good feeling for you guys. I don't know.
Thank you.
Like I see the passion. I don't know you, but I know you. I
Right.
feel like, you know what I mean?
I've been around.
Yeah. And I mean, this dude's kind of a dick.
Yeah, but
He's tall, so it's cool. You're tall.
he's a good asset, you know, and
he
a
play good, man.
a
Yeah, dude.
phenomenal musician.
Matt's the coolest musician.
Hell
man.
yeah, dude.
Thanks.
He's definitely the final add-on that we had in here,
Yeah,
and I mean, he just like capped the whole thing. And it is,
that's nice,
I
man.
don't. Did Brian come after? No, Brian.
Yeah, he did.
I thought Brian played a couple of shows. Brian might be the final add-on.
So who you
I
got?
take
You
that
got
back.
2 guitarists at all times?
Yep.
Not at all times.
Not at all times.
Okay. What's the lineup right
So
now?
Taylor McCoy is our in-betweener. He just graduated and has an engineering degree and an engineering job at Alltech. So
Boo.
he's, he's certainly doing a lot
this
better.
guy? Way to
So
go.
he's crushing that, and he comes and plays whenever he can actually make it happen. But I mean, they fly him all around the U.S. I mean, he does big stuff, and he's busy, so that's good.
Yep.
So Brian Mahalso plays steady guitar with us.
Okay.
He makes every show that is full band, and other than holidays.
Yep.
Which holidays are holidays.
We got some chat going on right now.
There's chatting people.
Yeah, I just got to
No
throw this
way.
out. So Dom Chandler,
Oh, hi Dom.
Hey, Dom.
love these boys. Love
We
the
love
shirt,
you.
Matt. What's the shirt?
Are you wearing it? Oh, he's got the Destination Overland. Yeah.
All
So this
right.
is Dom's thing.
My custom sparkle.
That is the
It
sparkle.
is a sparkly
one.
little shirt.
Yeah.
If you guys are into off-roading and things like that,
Okay.
Destination Adventure Overland, they helped us out with the one-shot music video and
okay.
got a bunch of stuff plugging for us. So they're fantastic. They use all of our tracks on their
Promos.
promos and
Nice, dude.
all their YouTube videos and stuff. So they're a huge
Much
huge
love. Shout
positive
out
for us.
Destination Adventure Overland.
Up
right?
there in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. And also DAO Josh. I don't know who that is.
Same crew.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
Killer.
cranking in the same crew there, but it does not surprise me that they are on Twitch right now. We love you
shows
guys.
how
Thank
supportive
you.
they
That's
are.
killer,
They really
man.
are,
Much love to you guys.
Yeah.
We got a podcast that needs some off-road sponsorship. I don't know what's going on right now. And we're back.
Oh gosh.
I
So
need
what's
somebody to fix the radiator hose. I got the hose coming from my Jeep, going from the water pump into my little heater core.
Who's got a hizzle?
I need some help, dog.
A hizzle coming out the heater. Oh shit.
somebody have a diesel?
Y'all holler at me.
So what's next for you guys? Where are we going? Obviously, we got a music video coming up. The tour schedule starting to line up.
Saturday, we're in Lynchburg at a place called the Clubhouse. We're going to blow up that Lynchburg scene.
Yeah.
All right.
And then the next weekend we're playing with Yarn down in Martinsville.
Yarn.
Yarn.
Rooster Walk.
They're on their
Thieves the
Cocaine
Road.
Bear tour.
Yeah, they are
Pretty
really
rad.
on the Cocaine Bear tour. Blake wrote a song years ago called Cocaine Bear, and now there's this
And then
whole
there's
story.
a Cocaine Bear.
There's a Cocaine Bear movie.
He's
So
trying
That's what
like
that's-
yes.
Is that connected?
And
Yeah, absolutely. He wrote-
Yeah,
He's
trying.
savant. He's a
trying to get that going.
premonitionist.
I didn't know.
You know,
Is
it
that
was-
a word?
It's just damn
it is
snickerdoodle
today.
cookies he fed you. Yeah, so we'll be with those guys next week as part of the Reeves on the Road series.
It's at the Reeves Theater.
Yeah, well, actually, is it at the Reeves Theater? The Reeves
Yeah.
Theater burnt down the night after Billy Strings played.
It's
I don't-
still there, Robbie.
I don't know that it's
just
at the
colder.
Reeves entirely, but there's tickets online for single day now.
Okay.
But we do that, and we've got the Crawford and Power at the Foundry in Waynesboro. That's
Shout
gonna be
out to
fun.
those boys.
Yeah, we're gonna team up with them and rock out a little bit more up there.
Nice.
Plug in the Hackensaw boys at Dogtown right up the street.
Killer.
You know, that's gonna be good.
That's a half mile from you,
DC
boy.
stuff
Yeah.
later in the spring.
Yep,
Nice.
getting into the Monument. Excited to be doing a
Yeah,
headline
dude.
show at the Monument.
Into the monument. Yep.
Yep, so that's going to be a blast. We've seen some great names come through there. And again, we've got, DC, Pearl Street,
Headed to Kentucky in May.
Kentucky in May. Yep.
Killer, dude.
What up, Irvin, Kentucky?
What up, Irvin?
Ireland.
Your boy.
to
Ireland. You're
Ireland.
going to Ireland?
We're going to Ireland in June. The three of us
Mid-June.
are gonna powwow ourselves over through Ireland for about 10 days, thanks to
Thanks to beer, hopefully.
yeah, thanks to a good friend of mine.
Nice, bro.
She offered to book us through there. She thought that we were definitely going to have a good time and that we would be successful and that we could go over there and really, really make a name for ourselves.
Dude.
We're not going to go over there and get rich, but we're going to go over there and make a really
Have
good
fun
impression.
and
Yeah,
get some
bro.
fans,
And
Check it out.
that
Yeah.
international stuff.
Yeah,
going.
it's
very excited.
beautiful, man. Go to the Guinness deal. Do the fucking
yeah,
thing.
so
Go to
people have
Dublin.
offered me Guinness and Jameson recently, and I have actually been refusing them.
Don't ruin it.
Because I want
Yeah,
to
it's
like.
different
I've
there.
had them before, but I want to like make sure my palate is entirely cleansed of such once we show up.
Be gone, preconceived notions.
But then
Yeah.
when you come back here, you gotta
It's gonna taste like
you gotta
dog
start.
shit.
You gotta start,
It's
you gotta
different.
start down at Busch Light to make an American Guinness.
Yeah, you gotta ramp
Busch
that
Light.
shit up, homies.
Bush Light tomato juice. Let's do this.
Bush
That's what I'm
Tomato.
taking to
What's that
Ireland.
called? What's that
that's
called?
Red Eye,
Red
buddy.
Eye, baby. Yeah.
You know what the other cool one is? A redneck mimosa is where you take an emergency packet, the orange flavored emergency packet, and drop it in a PBR. That's a redneck mimosa.
There you go, homie.
Yes.
James. James all
down.
about
He's
that
writing it
PBR
down.
life, man. James lives that
Dude,
life.
drop you an emergency packet in that thing and live the high life.
So we were on the road, my homie McCoy. Yeah, that too. All right, let's see. Okay. So, what was I going to say? Shit, I have to pee.
It's your buddy
Again?
that you
Oh, yeah.
saw.
So when we were on the road, emergencies, vodka, and orange juice.
Yeah.
That was like his morning routine when we were getting
Zinc,
on.
buddy.
Gots
Yeah,
to.
dude. You got to
Get that
get it
zinc,
done.
get that emergency. Let's
Keep
Dude.
it in the system.
Thank you guys so much for coming in and christening the video part of this.
Oh,
you
man,
know?
we're happy to be here. Thank you so much
I'm
for having
so
us.
excited. Plug the March 2nd show one more time.
Yeah, March 2nd at the Grandin Theater. You can get tickets online at thegrandintheater.com, or you can get tickets at thejaredstoutband.com. You go to our tour and click down to find the Grandin Theater. That's where all of our other tickets are as well as a merch shop. If you're not around here and
do
you
it.
won't be at a show, go to the merch shop, check out something you like, order it. We got the new album out. You can buy that on Bandcamp if you want. We appreciate that. You can also add it to your favorite playlist, stream it while you sleep, stream it while you're awake.
Yes.
Find your favorite song and put it on repeat.
Yes.
And if you do that long enough, we'll see this spike of where you are, and you can just watch yourself climb up in our rankings.
Do it.
And then there's a special prize at the end.
Yes.
Working your
special
way up.
prize.
Special prize for the locality that has the
Yet to be determined.
highest song. We're going to figure that out.
I think y'all are writing checks your asses can't cash. But
It could be a sticker, Robbie.
yeah, right.
Is that another Limp Bizkit reference? Is that what we're at here?
Yeah. All right, guys. We love you so much.
you
Thank
know
you
that,
for
bro.
coming
Love you,
in.
Rob. Thanks, brother.
Hey, guys. Until next time, Commotion Podcast. We love you guys. Next week, it's going to be Jared. No, who's it going to be? It's
that's
going to be
me.
Jordan. I was thinking about an O. We got Jordan and Travis coming in. We're going to be talking strongman, strength competition, law enforcement, all that good stuff. Until next week, we love you guys, and we're out.